Wednesday, because we get lost during COVID. The only time I know what day of the week it is because BSA Live goes live at 6 o'clock PST time. I am Teacher Tony, better known as Tony Boldy, and I am the coach to all these young, brilliant stars in the making. And we have a lot of great guests. We have names that will blow your mind watching our young little stars today. A lot of our stars went off to get managers on this very stage. A lot of them went off to work and get paid professional gigs. And I'm very excited to showcase them in front of our guests. We're gonna go really quick around. We have Adrian Carr, who's returning. He's been on every single episode since COVID started of this Zoom stage. Adrian Carr, hello, thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
Last one of the year. It's been a long and short year at the same time. So Adrian's done quite a bit. He was an editor. He worked on Quickly Down Under, all sorts of great big name shows. He went off to become a director writer. His wife went off to win the Sundance Film Festival with the movie 13. Some of you know that. And Adrian's just been coaching with us this whole year. So we're excited to have Adrian back. Shea Vaughn, a dear, dear friend of mine. She's business partners with Cindy, my girlfriend. They've created a major project. She's got her own television network. Shea Vaughn, thank you for joining us. So you're muted. I want to say hi. Get your mute, Myke. There we go. Shea's going to unmute. And Shea Vaughn,
I'm so happy to be here. I mean, this is where, these kids are going to be just stars and growing up with them, it's amazing what you're doing. And it's so much fun to be here and to see their excitement and to see them grow.
It's exciting to have you. Now, you've been in the business a long time. You came from the financial sector. You raised 3 wonderful kids. You have a very famous son that we probably all recognize from your last name. But you went off to do your own business and your own venture under your own name. You had Sheanetics, which you're currently still doing. That's how she's reversed the time clock on her. She keeps getting younger every time I see her. But you want to talk a little bit about your television network and where people watching this in YouTube later could get involved with your network?
Well, thank you so much. First and foremost, what I want people to know too, that is I've been in health and wellness for ages. I teach, I did everything. And when I was in Chicago, I was on Windy City Live. I was on Fox. I was on CBS, NBC. And it got to the point where people would say to me, well, what are you going to talk about tomorrow? And I'd say, you know what? Because I was a gymnast and I was a dancer. So they'd say that to me, and I say, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be standing on my head or if I'm going to make smoothies for everybody. So,
I love it.
It's so true, though. But growing up and everything, and being on an ongoing basis on TV, I realized that there was really a need to build a television network, and I'll tell you why. It's because you don't have to be a celebrity to be a star. You're already stars. Look at these wonderful, kids that are just, killing it, seriously. And these people are celebrities. They're stars already. Look at the things that they're doing. And so I really wanted to give a voice to entrepreneurs and small businesses, other people that truly were looking for a broader audience so that they could get their message out to, millions of people. So we have, with networks, we have 50 million viewers. And the thing of it is that you want to be able to do that globally. So it's grown. It hasn't been easy, but like all things that we do, if you're committed to it, there's a lot of work that you have to do. And you can't walk away from that. You've got to get it done.
Thank you for being here. I have a question I've never asked you.
Okay.
You have a child that became very successful, but he wasn't born successful. Now, did you help nurture that, or is that just something that he was gifted with and it happened? Or did you guide him?
I truly have to say that, kids are just kids. And I'll tell you what I think is the most important thing is that he just loved, to make people laugh. Even as a kid, he made me laugh as a mom. And I think that the thing that if I did something right, is that I let him be himself. And I've done that with all of my kids. They're all different and whatever. And instead of thinking about what you want them to do, you have to really, focus into what really makes them smile, what makes them happy, because, you know, that's going to make them, you know, grow up and be who they want to be, not necessarily who we always want them to be.
Well, I appreciate you being here. You have a lot of experience and wisdom. We're going to jump over to Pedro. You were with us last week, and thank you for coming back. Another person that his family's been in the business a long time. He's a director, writer, producer, stuntman. I mean, name something in the business, he does it. Pedro, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back, Tony. I'm really glad to be back again to close out this showcase before the year ends, and glad to be here.
So what's it like having a family that's very notorious, or a last name that's notorious, and still trying to make your own lane, which you've done quite well for yourself?
That's always, it's a challenge, but at the same time, I just do my own thing. It always comes up because once my last name, they're like, oh, are you related to Emilio or Martin? And then I just go from there. But no, at the beginning, I can honestly say that because I've done like movies, I've done stunt work, I've done like, I was in Batman Begins, I did the stunt work for that, I've done like a bunch of stuff. And I've never had to, like, you know, say that I've gotten a job because of them. And, you know, that's great.
Yeah. And I tell these kids all the time, you could be born into it and still have to work just as hard, if not harder.
Yeah.
Because expectations are higher. But it takes work. And the reason I'm glad that you're here and all my other guests are here is because you guys, you're not going to get around the hard work. There's no way around it. There's no quick, fast route. It's blood, sweat, and tears. And so that takes me to Mr. Bentley Mitchum. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Talk about a man that's worked really hard. Bentley, you have worked harder than almost anybody I know. And you're still in the game, as I am. What's it feel like to still be standing?
It's a gift, Tony. You know, it's not work when you enjoy it. I mean, it's work if you're not liking it. Flipping burgers at a restaurant is work, right. You know. This is at least work we get to enjoy and we get to give back and entertain people. So it's show business. You got to know the business part of it, and we have fun with the show part of it. So it's I'm glad I was born into the family I was born into because it kind of guided where I wanted to go with my career. And I couldn't think of a better industry to be in.
Right. And now you're 5 generations deep in it through the Hollywood legacy.
Yeah, well, my dad's father was Robert Mitchum. My mom's father was one of the original Our Gang members. Her uncle was Harold Lloyd, the silent film star. And so from my grandparents down on both sides, I was kind of born into this industry.
Well, I'm always proud to know you guys as you, and not from anybody's last
name.
No,
don't do that. I'm only Robert Mitchum's grandkid.
Oh no. No. Bentley and I have known each other 20 years. Bentley was one of my acting coaches actually when I was coming up at Barrymore. And Bentley took me out in the hallway. I don't know if he saw something in me, and he gave me a lesson that I'll never forget. And it was so honest and raw and brutal. It changed my life. It changed the course of my career. And I'm here sharing with all these young minds. I think a lot had to do with that moment, Bentley. You took time and you gave me that valuable time, and I'm very grateful. So thank you for being here. And you might see some pretty talented kids in a minute. I'm going to jump over to Mr. John Barrymore. How are you, sir? Welcome back. You've come back now. Obviously, we didn't scare you off. So you're on mute real quick. I just wanted to say hi.
Hi, John.
Get you off. There you are. So welcome back.
Sorry,
speaking
Bentley, are you? Is Chris your dad, or is
Bentley?
Yeah, Chris was my father, or is my father. Uncle Jim.
You're doing well. Well, you know, fairly well. Yeah.
All right, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So usually Hollywood's so small, I figured all you guys probably knew each other already. And if not, I really encourage you guys to get in touch with each other. And a lot of us are director producers, which is a lot of power in this business because we can just make our own stuff. So, and now we have a network. Shea's got her network. We have a place to launch it. There's a lot of cool people. We could create our own projects just in this little room right here. But obviously, you know, you have a pretty famous sister and dad and I think grandpa, you long line. But you've paved a career for yourself as a director. You went to some prestigious schools.
Directing for me was easy because I know how to talk to actors because both my parents are actors.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to produce a play once, and I said, if I ever want to do this again, just shoot me.
What was your first role? I know it was a pretty iconic role.
It's not my you know, long suit. What?
Your first role was pretty iconic. What did you do? And how old were you?
Well, I was 4 months old. Dad, with live TV, the videotape hadn't been invented yet. Dad was playing Moses in the Hallmark Hall of Fame. I was baby Moses in the basket.
I love it. What a way to break into the business. Well, thank you, John, for coming back. Mr. Tony Tarantino, how are you? You showed your face, so you did shower. You were pulling my leg.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I just decided, what the heck? I haven't shaved in a couple of days.
Oh, you look great.
Thank you. I've been really busy in my music, writing a couple of more songs and making several more recordings.
Yeah. Well, I asked you because I know you did music, and I know your dad was very successful in the business, one of the first cowboys, and obviously your son needs no introduction. But you are a director and you're working on a project, so I wanted you to come on and meet some of these producers, and maybe we can work on your feature film in a really short summation. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, it's titled Prism, Prism. A lot of people thinking I say prison, but no, it's Prism. It's based on a true story. It's the real life of El Chapo Guzman and the Sinaloa drug cartel. I got all my information. I spent several years working on it. I spent a lot of time with the DEA in Los Angeles, with Border Patrol, with ICE, with all these people, and I received many files of actual events and incorporated all that into a film.
Right, so we're going to get that movie made for you. Now, your dad was one of the original cowboys in Hollywood?
Yeah, he worked with people. I think the first one was Buck Jones, Tim McCoy, Tom Mix. I had a picture of him on my webpage on Tom Mix's horse, and that horse happens to be named Tony. Can you believe that?
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us, Tony. And obviously, you know, we know your son very well. So, these things are jumping around. Where did Kimber go? Kimber, I was just going to jump on you. You there? All right. We'll get Kimber back in 2 seconds. Let's go to Craig. How are you, Craig? Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for joining us. I know Craig's a producer. Craig knows more people than I do, and I got the title the People's Mayor of Hollywood, but Craig should be the president of Hollywood or something. I mean, we were hoping to get Scotty Schwartz on. Scotty Schwartz was the little boy that stuck his tongue on the pole during the Christmas Story with Ralphie, and he runs an organization with a lot of celebrities that you grew up to, and they all do these, go around the globe, really, and say hi to their fans. And I was hoping we could bring Scotty on because I'd love to have Scotty come on and introduce that organization, and maybe we could give opportunities for those people to come on our platform as well. So Craig, I just wanted to talk to you about producing. How did you get into producing?
Just kind of fell into it, to be honest with you. I've been writing for a number of years, and sometimes in Hollywood, you know, as an actor or whatever you want to be, nobody wants to hire you. Nobody wants to do your script except you. Nobody wants to do it more than you. So therefore, a lot of times you have to become the producer of your own product. You have to sell yourself. And that's one of the secrets of Hollywood that I don't think any of us really realize until it happens to us. And again, it's just, you know, Tony, you're a producer as well, and you know that persistence with your own projects is what gets your stuff made, not really counting on other people to do it for you.
Well, we're very glad you're here. And like I said, he should be the president of Hollywood. You guys really want to get his phone number. Miss Kimber Eastwood, I'm so glad you're here. We talked before we started recording, but I really wanted to go back and say, I know you survived COVID. I'm so happy I watched you go through. You kept us all updated, the process. COVID is real. Yes, Kimber?
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. I infected my 90-year-old mother, my 74-year-old aunt, my 50-year-old cousin, Sean, my husband got it. So we all had it, and now my mom's caregiver just found out she may have been exposed, and she's been taking care of my mom. So I'm hoping my mom we all have immunity to it. So yeah, I hope.
Well, you look great. I don't know how you feel, but you look great. So you're working on Wheel of Fortune. Are you back actually doing makeup for Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, but we're not really, you know, we're not allowed to touch the contestants, so we send them a powder puff with some powder on it, and we have to wear the full PPE gear. And so on one hand it's easier, and then on the other hand it's suffocating. You can't eat or drink on stage. You have to go outside. There's a lot of rules. We got COVID police.
So I know your family has been in the business a long time. And I know you guys moved out to like farm country or something. I know you guys kind of left the Hollywood proper as far as where you live, but you come in to go to work, and your dad's not stopping, just making movie after movie after movie. Oh my God, I wish I had his energy. Amazing. So do you live in Hollywood or do you travel in?
Well, we have a home in Camarillo, and then we also have a home in Idaho, and we also have a home in Utah, which is kind of between the two. So right now I'm in Idaho. In fact, I just got disconnected, kicked off the internet for a minute there. So I had to log back on.
Yeah. Well, so I've been wanting to work with Kimber for a long time, but I can't afford Kimber. She's at the top rate of her makeup union. She is pro. But maybe she might do us a favor, guys. I don't know. We'll see.
Absolutely.
She was actually in my wedding. She was at my wedding, and I was just so honored to have her there. And we've just been friends ever since. And I just love her so much. She's just such a great person. So Kimber, thank you for joining us. Let's move on down to Mr. Myke Michaels, the Wolf. How are you, Myke?
Yes, I'm here.
Ow! How are you?
I'm great, actually. I've been doing really, really good. And what I'm doing lately, because I did makeup, I've done everything I could possibly do as makeup and got every single award you can think about. And I love doing makeup, and I love creating, and I love painting people, but I also love painting and sculpting. Lately, for the past 5-6 years, well, 10 years really, I've been doing a lot of producing, and I just finished doing a show with Michael Madsen, a TV series called The Detective I produced, and that should be start filming in February. And I think that's what I've been excited about it, because as you know, Tony, I've been doing stunts and acting forever, even before I got into makeup. And then I went to a hair show and fell in love with it, and found out that I can create these looks and enjoy it, just like when I did Stranger Things and all the other movies I can't even count. But
what is it now, like 350, 400, something like that?
Oh, at least. Oh, yeah. I probably, those are the only ones on IMDb. But yeah, I've done a lot of favors for friends, and I've done smaller movies as well. And it was like funny, because I went from doing Masters and Commanders. The next movie I did was like $1.5 million. Then I went back and did one of the Takens, and then I come back. So I did all the Takens, and I did a bunch of movies with Luc Besson. And I love doing big movies, but I also love doing small movies because of the camaraderie that we get on set.
Right. Well, so I know when you got into makeup, you got hurt more than falling off the back of a truck than you ever did in stunts. And you lived to tell a story. You fell off a stake bed, I think.
I did. No, I fell off a stake bed. That was one time. We were all up there working, and the guy hit a bump, and the camera guy fell over. I fell off. I didn't get that hurt that time, but he did. He was in the hospital for about 2 months. But I was on on Taken, and we were on one of the big gray ghost trailer, which was almost 9 feet off the ground. And I fell off that because they just finished washing, and the soap was on the corner. And as soon as I touched the step, I went, whee! So
yep. Well, we're glad Michael's here with us. The Wolf is what we call him. Everybody in the industry probably knows Michael, and everyone on here that's been in the business long enough probably has worked with Michael. I'm pretty sure everybody on here has or should. So Michael, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
I know you know the casting director to Stranger Things very well. Every one of these students is the casting director coming too? And I said, no, probably not, but doesn't mean Michael can't introduce you to the casting director when you're ready. So if you guys put on a good showcase tonight, he might say, hey, you might want to check out so-and-so based on tonight's performance. So you guys, Myke Michaels is no joke when it comes to directing and producing as well. So I'm very excited for all our guests. We've got Peter. Mr. Estrada's been with us I want to say every other show, because he's got a life as well. And Adrian's always working on his movies, actually currently editing while he's on the show with us. So Peter, real quick, we just want to say hi to Peter. Thank you for coming back week after week after week. So what do you think of our little starlets the whole year, their progress, their growth?
Like I said before, it's easy to say that we're molding them, and we're mentoring them and teaching them. But every experienced actor needs to remember that inner child, that freedom of expression. And these kids give that to me and everyone else. A good teacher learns from his student. Every single person on this dais today honors me One of my first gigs in my life was Pulp Fiction. I was a background player. I was a stand-in. I worked with Quentin, and he was a wonderful human being. I worked with Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire. Before there was ever a Blacklist, there was A Man from U.N.C.L.E. And I know this, that I share this love for that show like Adrian does. It's Adrian's favorite show. But everybody, every dynasty on this day is today. It's like a gift from God through Christmas time. And I thank Tony for starting these young people on the right path. They're not conveyor belts. These kids work hard. These kids respect the craft. I have an obsession with film, television, and acting like Tony does. Every morning I wake up, what do I learn today? And I am honored to be here because I died and came back. I had cancer. I weighed 500 pounds. I'm down to 200. I've had so many health ailments that were going to kill me, but I worked with my body.
The show must go on. The show must go on. Well, Peter, thank you
for
being here. I want to say
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I want to say hi to Bobbie really quick. Would you mind saying hi? And I know you were a manager and casting director before COVID, but that's about all I know about you. Can you share a little bit?
Yes. Hi, I'm Bobbie Starr. I've actually been in the business for about 30 years. I started off being Alicia Silverstone's stand-in on Clueless, photos on Baywatch, things like that. And then eventually I moved towards, being, and right now I'm a headshot photographer called On Camera Fun. So you can find me, but I'm currently stagnant. So, but I will offer a discount to anybody who's interested. So 4 looks $150. So if anybody is interested, you can message.
All right. Well, thank you. So you guys, I'm really grateful. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. And then we just had Scott Marshall on. So we all know the Marshall legacy. I mean, a $2 billion franchise, very successful. And we're still working on a feature film with the full family. So he had to jump off. It is Hanukkah. And I was just happy he could come say hi to you guys. A lot of these kids did a table read for Scott, and he fell in love and said he wants them to do another table read for them. So you guys that's still on the table, unintended. So tonight, I've asked a couple people, different than Adrian and Peter, to give their professional critique. My acting coach, Bentley Mitchum, is going to be watching you, and probably John Barrymore. And then I may ask Shea Vaughn, and then we'll see, like, Peter. And the guys that have already been here, I may not go to you, but I did want Shea, Bentley, and John to keep their eyes open. And Kimber, of course, Kimber Eastwood. Craig, you as well. Okay, guys. So this is what we call the BSA Live Show. I wanted to do a quick little introduction, but we have more guests than we've ever had, so it took 30 minutes. And we're going to knock out these little showcase performances. We're not going to give you a second chance. I'm going to go to John in 2 seconds. You guys, one take. You don't get the ride home, best auditions on the ride home. You got to nail it on. So make sure you're warmed up. Mr. John Barrymore, yes, sir.
Should I be on gallery view or speaker view for this?
Well, when they're performing, you can go watch it on speaker, yeah. Huh? And then Kendall's going to switch back and forth for the recording. Okay, so I know somebody, Ethan. Where are you at, Ethan? Let's get Ethan on. Ethan,
right here.
Ethan had to go early, right? You have to leave in about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a monologue or a scene?
A monologue. It's a fresh new, so it's cool to read.
Is it memorized?
No, I just got it.
No, we need only memorized stuff. Are you working on a scene with somebody?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go first, so I'm gonna have somebody with a prepared piece. I wanna set the tone, and then we always rise to that tone, okay? So if this is a cold read, I'm gonna make you wait right before you have to leave, okay, Ethan? Really, you guys, we need prepared pieces. I always say, have a monologue ready, comedy or drama, and a scene partner that you've been working all season for. These opportunities just happen, and you're always, always, always ready, okay? And today I'm gonna be a little bit harder than I've ever been on you guys, because we have some people that can change your life, but it starts with you, okay? So who has a prepared piece that they feel confident? How about Kendall? Who are you working with?
He's working with me.
Okay, Holden and Kendall, you guys are up first. Are you guys prepared?
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are warmed up. You did vocal warm-ups, physicals. You're ready to go. You've run it a number of times. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, guys, everyone's going to mute their microphones. We're going to send them over to the main stage. If you guys want to watch them on the main stage, just click your speaker view from gallery view to speaker view. and then we'll come back to this gallery view afterwards. They're going to do one take, and then I'm going to ask our celebrity coaches their opinion and how they maybe could be better or give it up as a career. I'm joking, always joking. Okay, guys, here we go. So let's mute our microphones, and let's see Holden and Kendall.
Everybody loved Joey. Did you know him well?
Oh, well, you know, he got around.
What did that man need just now?
Oh, no, he just wanders around the neighborhood. Don't mind him.
I better go now.
No, you don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not going to bite you. I guess they won't let you walk with fellas from where you're from.
Well, you know how the sisters are.
Yeah. So you training to be a nun?
It's just a regular college. It's ran by the Sisters of St. Anne.
Where's that?
Terrytown,
Where's that?
the country.
I don't like the country. The sounds of crickets makes me nervous. How often do you come here?
I haven't been here since last Christmas, but we're having a Thanksgiving party.
That's nice. What are you doing up there? Studying?
I want to be a teacher.
A teacher. That's good. Personally, I admire brains. My brother Charlie is actually a very brainy guy.
Well, it's not about the brains. It's about how you use them.
You know, I've seen you many times before. Do you know that one school off of Pulaski Street? You had your wires in your teeth and glasses. You were really a mess.
I think I can get home by myself now. Thank you.
No. There's no need to get sore. I'm just kidding. What I mean to say is I think you grew up very nice.
Thanks.
You don't remember me, do you?
I remembered you the second that I saw you.
Was it the nose? I swear some people just have faces that stick in your mind.
I remember that you were always in trouble.
Now you got me. The way those sisters beat me. I don't know. I guess they thought they could beat education into me.
Maybe they didn't know how to handle you.
How would you have done it?
Oh, with a little more patience and kindness. I mean, that's what makes people difficult. You don't care enough about them.
Are you kidding me? Come on, I better get you home. There are too many guys around here with one thing on their mind. Am I going to see you again?
What for?
I don't know.
Well, then I really don't know.
Come on. Come on.
Round of applause. Let's go back. I know you're just still in character, Kendall, but let's take it back to the group view. Very nice, guys. I saw some things as a critic that I would critique knowing you guys, but I'm not going to do it today, except Holden, I would add some more depth to, some smiles and layer your emotions, but I'm not going to get into that. I'll do that in our private classes. Mr. Bentley Mitchum, you're more than welcome to say anything you want. These kids are tough. They can take it. And honesty is way better than saying they were amazing, unless they were amazing. Mr. Bentley Mitchum.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, Kendall. Hi, Holden. Yeah, I think it was a solid job. If I were to give advice or critique, I think that Holden, you could maybe work a little bit on there's a flirtation that should be happening here, a sexual tension. and I didn't feel that you were necessarily that attracted to Kendall. That could be a little punched up. A way to do that, if you, Pedro, can you mute your thing for a minute so I can talk to them? Thank you. One of the ways to do that is just when you're not with her or working with her, think in your head and fantasize in your head and create some fantasy about her, so that when you're actually working with her, there will be an embarrassment or an uncomfortableness that will be organic as opposed to acting that you're attracted to her. That's something that you can do that might help that that sexual tension or that attraction tension. I did get some of it from you, Kendall, more so than Holden. And I thought there was some moments when I think like when you're threatening to walk away, part of you is trying to get him to stop you from walking away. You know, a little bit flirtation there as well. The other thing I would say that both of you might want to just add a little bit to the performance is personalization, and that is, and when you're mentioning or talking about people, places, and things, fill in what they are to you personally. What is a nun to you when you're talking about being a nun? Because you're probably not really studying to be a nun, so what is it to you that you're talking about? So when you're talking about it, it has more of an organic feeling that it's coming from you, as opposed to something you're not connected to. Those would be like the little pieces of advice just in the short time I have to give to you guys. I think that in general it was solid. I did happen to see what you guys did a little bit of last week, I think it was, when it was a cold read. And A+ in progress for you, Holden, of getting your face out of the paper and getting the words off the page and connecting with her much more. But that's just like my off the top thoughts for you guys. I think it was a good job. Thanks.
Thank you, Bentley. I appreciate that. So guys, I told you, people watch you, even if they're not on the stage, they'll click those links. So this stuff is there for the industry to see. So you really want to do your homework weekly with me. You really want to get deep dive, go deep dive. So when you're on the stage, your best performance is captured. Who's really feeling an urge to make a comment right? John, go ahead. John's got a mute mic on. Turn your mic on, John. There.
Holden, yeah, you remind me a lot of some people I know, including myself. When all of those notes that Bentley was talking about last week, when you were struggling with when you were on the script, even though it was distracting to see you looking down at the script, you handled all that. You're one of those just put it off for the last minute and then do it on under pressure, aren't you? It's like now that you're off the script, you're losing the immediacy of the moment a little bit. You had all that when you were, because you had to have it, because you're trying to do three things at once when you read the script and be in the scene. You're a very natural actor. This is a great part for you, and
we can't hear anybody.
We can hear you, Michael. You got to turn up your microphone. I mean, your speakers. Do you have a volume?
But I did like. I was watching. I leaned in because I was watching you, both of you, when the other person was talking, and it was very good. You're really giving the other actor your attention, not waiting to say your line.
Perfect. Well, John, thank you so much. Myke, now that I got you, did you want to say something really quick? You guys, I got to rip through these really quick because we got a lot of performances. But
no, I'm fine. I can't hear anybody because the sound, for some reason, all the sound is out.
Yeah, just turn up if you have a sound control on yours, just turn that way up. I had to do the same thing. John, your volume is a little soft, so if you have control of your microphone, just turn that up. I'm gonna have to run through, Peter. We talked about that before. I'll come back to you though. I really won't leave you out the whole night, but I do got to rip through these. You guys, there you go. Yes, Bentley?
I just wanted to say to Holden that, you do have a lot of charisma, and if you do have some harsh notes, last week you had some harsh notes about staying out of the paper. Today I picked on you a little bit. You have a lot of natural charisma, and your eyes are really great for camera. So, I mean, just keep going with it, man. I
appreciate everything you can give me. Thank you.
Yeah. And you guys are amazing. The only reason they critique you is because you're amazing. Peter, I'm going to, at the end, I want you to take notes. And I'm going to give
this is fast. This is fast, Tony. This is fast.
All right.
Okay. Bentley, thank you. Taking risks And especially it's hard in auditions. See that other woman, find something attractive, get connected, risk that dark side a little bit. And that comes from listening. I know you guys like each other. Use that more, be yourselves. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you, Peter. And Shea, did you have any comments while I'm going around the room really quick? You're good? You're on mute. She's on mute. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. I was saying I thought they did a great job. I think that everything has already been said that needed to be said, and I think that they're great.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. So only because we have so many people, guys. Normally we get really deep dives, but we just can't do that today. All right, so big round of applause for our guests. Our first performance and our guests. Let's go, Reese. Are you ready, Reese? Are you warmed up? I saw your little impromptu first run that you put on Instagram.
Yeah.
I gotta say, what I saw there was pretty impressive. I would just connect a little bit more emotionally, but you're what, 11 years old? It's hard for me to tell you to connect emotionally because you probably have no experience. Happy and more happy. So it's really hard for me to give that kind of direction. So do whatever feels natural.
Mm-hmm.
And let's put our hands together for Reese Warren, one of my longest students. She was actually my first student. So she went off to work. She's actually on the LOL network. She's the voiceover of a very successful commercial on LOL. She got a manager on this stage. She's working. She's a working paid actress. I'm so happy. Good job, Reese. So let's get Reese prepared on the main stage, Kendall. Everyone mute your microphones. Tony Tarantino, if you can mute your mic as well. And we are going to head over. All right, guys. Reese Warren.
You think your little 8-month quarantine is bad? Try 10,000 years. That's how long I've been in this stupid bottle. It's so hot and sticky. The plumbing's out, and even though I have a TV, the only channel it has is PBS Kids. 10,042 years old, and I'm stuck watching reruns of Odd Squad. Every day I wish that someone would just rub this stupid bottle. Only 3 people have. And they were 2,000 years apart from each other. And they had the dumbest wishes. One asked to be a prince, and another asked for a lot of money. Boring, am I right? And the third person asked to be a pickle. A pickle, can you believe that? Oh, and not just any pickle. A kosher pickle. Like that's gonna make a difference. Whatever, your wish is my command, all that. I made him a kosher pickle. He was happy. Right up until a giant put him in a sandwich and ate him. Classic. And then I went back to being bored beyond belief. I mean, look around. Would you want to live here? Every day getting my hopes up that something exciting could happen. I wish I could grant myself a wish. If I could, I'd wish that I could be those genies in those one movies that I see. Like those genies have palaces and gold in a cave. That's the life that I want. Not this life in a stupid lamp which I call bottle. Wait, whoa, I think I see someone. Oh, come on, lucky number 4. Oh, I bet he's got a good wish. I can feel it. Now see the lamp. Yeah, see the lamp. See the lamp. Yes. Now pick it up. Pick up the lamp. Yes. No, rub it. Rub the lamp. Dummy, rub the lamp. Yes. Oh, I am your all-powerful genie. Oh, I can grant you. Okay. Please keep your pants on. I don't get to do this all the time, you know. You can at least let me finish my sentence. Jeez. Okay, go ahead. Grant your... I'm sorry. What? You've got to be kidding me, right? You mean to tell me that I've been waiting 2,500 years to give you a new iPhone? Whatever. Put me back in the bottle. Forget it.
All right, back to group view. Big round of applause for Reese Warren. Yeah, Reese, I kept saying I wanted you to stand up, but I know you're in a bottle, but sometimes in our space, the bottle, like in Jeannie, right? We all watched, you didn't, but we grew up to Jeannie, and her space became as big as our space in her bottle. So use your space is my critique. All right, who wants to knock it out first? Who is feeling urged to jump? Pedro, you want to say something really quick? All right, turn your mic on. Got to turn your mic on. Okay, getting the mic on. All right, you figure that mic out, and we'll jump on.
Hear me?
Oh, there you go. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
I thought she was good. She very natural actress, and I liked what she was doing, especially when she finally turned into the genie that she got up, and she took control of like the performance. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, you're right. It's what you were saying, Tony, about I Dream of Jeannie, that she had this whole room in a little bottle. You can totally like use your imagination and like work with the space, but otherwise I thought it was good work.
Good to see you back, Reese, on our stage. Please come back in the 2021 New Year. Tony Tarantino, you got any comments you want to say? I know you love kids.
Yes, and I really enjoyed her performance. What I like is when I see a natural expression coming forth from an actor. In other words, forget about acting, be the character. And this young lady showed that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Miss Kimber Eastwood, do you want to say anything? I didn't tell you before I called you to be on the show. You could comment. So get your microphone on.
No, it was brilliant. I thought it was great.
Oh, thank you. Shea?
I thought it was just really good, and I thought that I couldn't take my eyes off of her because of the facial things, movements and eyes and whatever actually made me feel like she's really telling me the truth. I mean, she was really into it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's a sweetie. And we're going to wrap up with you on this performance, Bentley. Any comments?
Hi. Yeah. Let me think. I had a question for her. I was wondering what her objective was in the scene.
My objective was to make this person understand how bad my life is.
Okay, so you're trying to get sympathy from them, basically, or? Okay. I felt that most of the time. I thought that you were going for that kind of objective. I think a couple moments you slipped out of it, and in those couple moments you kind of went into maybe a head zone instead of. I think Shea said it. Also, Tony Tarantino said it, that you have like a natural ability, and when you settle into that natural ability is when your best moments shine. So really own those moments and have confidence in what you're doing, and don't feel that you're having to perform as much as just be what you're doing, and stay zoned in on that objective and take your time with some of it, because a lot of it was very quick paced. And I think there were some moments you could have taken some beats and let the silence sit, because sometimes silence says more than what you're saying. So I think if you settle into it a little bit, stay locked in the objective. I think that if I were to give a percentage, I think you were about 90% there. And regardless of all of that, you have a great face to watch, and I was drawn into watching you. So it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bentley. Reese, thank you so much. Reese, stick around a little bit longer because I want you to watch some of the other kids, okay? So big round of applause for Reese Warren. So happy she joined us.
Also, I just want to say something. I do have an original song. I'm not sure if my teacher wants me to sing it, but I'm going to sing it anyway. Also, Mila, you're great at writing songs. I remember a year ago, you were writing your own songs, and that inspired me. I have 4 original songs now.
Oh my God, Reese, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, these guys are good friends outside this stage. So Mila, I want you and Jeff to go. Are you guys prepared and warmed up and ready? And you guys are going to get this out of the park?
Yep.
So Mila, real quick, just so everybody knows our training, how do you knock something out of the park? Do you do it because the director said do better, or how do you approach a scene?
Well, as far as doing the best performance, making sure you've done it a couple times beforehand so you can really get in character. And it depends on how much time you have, but doing a breakdown and understanding who you are and your objective, and then at the end forgetting about it and making sure that you're not thinking about all of it while you're doing it, because then it'll look like you're.
And what's step 10?
Step 10, God, I have the numbers mixed up.
Opening.
Huh?
Opening
emotion.
And that is absolutely the most important. Your antecedent event sets you up based on what just happened. That propelled you to this moment that we are witnessing. But you guys never started acting. We just happened to start watching. So you got to be emotionally connected. And you're how old now? How old?
I'm 15.
And how old's Jeff?
15.
I'm 15.
And so when you approach a scene with some life experience, you connect to an emotion you can relate to, sense memory. And in that emotion, you got to get yourself there before you start the scene. And then the emotion unfolds based on listening, and it pushes you to the next moment, the next moment, the next moment. Don't result. Don't try to get to the end. Don't try to be good, even if I ask you to be. You're good if you emotionally connect and you're vulnerable and you listen. Okay, Jeff is actually a working actor, paid working actor on a network. What show were you on before COVID, sir?
It's called Schooled on ABC. It's a spinoff of the Goldbergs.
And didn't you you were on some cool shows too? I don't know if you were on Stranger Things, but I know you were on some pretty cool movies too.
I've been on Big Bang Theory. There's a show called The Myk on NBC, I think. It was a long time ago. But yeah, Schooled is really that was like my show. So it really
You'll get it back. Once COVID's over, Jeff, you'll get it back. Trust me, you're an amazing actor. And Mila, you're an amazing actress. I'm really proud of you guys. I'm showcasing you. I'm bragging about you. But Mila's doing music as well. She's got a new album coming out. Make sure you check out her album. All right, guys, let's and check out their YouTube channels. They do some really cool stuff on their own person. All these kids do on their own YouTube channels. And all of these kids are influencers, just so you guests know. They're all huge numbers in social media. Big numbers, like astronomically large numbers. All right, Mila, Jeff, let's put you over on the main stage. Everyone mute your microphones, please. Let's put our hands together for Mila and Jeff.
What are you doing? Why are you in here? Okay, sorry, Mila, you're muted.
My bad.
Okay, start again.
All right, guys, take a breath. I want you to restart. We do this in film all the time. They said take two. This was a camera's fault, not yours. Technician's fault, sound man's fault, not yours. Never let it blow your connection to your emotion. Center up. I really want you guys to hit the emotions tonight. Center up on your antecedent event and your emotional connection, your opening emotion. Relax, breathe. And here we go, action.
What are you doing? Why are you in here?
Talking to Dustin.
This is the boys' room.
Okay, yeah, so?
So you should leave.
Why do you hate me so much?
I don't hate you. How could I hate you? I don't even know you.
Okay, yeah, but you don't want me in your party.
Correct.
Why not?
Because you're annoying. And we don't need another party member. I'm our paladin. Will is our cleric. Dustin's our bard. Lucas is our ranger, and Elle's our mage.
Elle? Who's Elle?
Someone. No one. She's no one.
Okay, someone or no one?
She was in the party a long time ago. She moved away, okay?
And she was a mage? What, she do like magic tricks or something? Come on, here, wait. I can be your Zoomer.
It's not even a real thing.
Well, it could be. See? Zoomer.
Wow, mind-blowing.
Come on. Can I be in your party or what?
Why are you so obsessed with being in our party?
Hey, I'm not obsessed.
Really? Because it sure does sound like it. You know what? I gotta get back to class. Max, you're better off just leaving us alone, okay?
Or honestly, whatever, dude.
All right, big round of applause. Let's go back to our group view. Kendall, our stage director, thank you for taking notes. Mila, I didn't get a chance to work with you and Jeff for the past couple weeks, and wow, you guys did business. I'm always happy when you guys bring business to a scene. You use your space, you listen, you stay engaged. I'm really happy, and I didn't even get to coach you on this one. I think this was from Stranger Things, am I correct?
Yeah.
That was a little for Michael, from Mike Wolf. They wanted to do something for you, sir. Mike Wolf, any comments since it was Stranger Things? Is he still here, by the way? I don't even know if Myke's here. Let's go to Bentley really quick.
Well, I think that Myke left because he was having sound issues.
Yeah, I think so too.
That'd be a private message saying.
I'm going to send him these links, guys. So all this is going to, Scott Marshall called me too. He said, send me the link. His computer went down, and I'll send this to all the people that aren't currently watching, so they are going to watch. Yes, Bentley.
I don't understand what's going on in the scene very much. I think that there was some organic good performance going on. But can I ask, what is the relationship of you two in the scene?
So I just transferred to a new school, and he's someone that I've met just recently, so I don't really know him very well, but I'm trying to get to know him and his friend group and be a part of this party, which is like this like kind of club thing that they have going on, and he's just not accepting of me being in it, and I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, you barely know me, and you already feel like you have something against me. So we're not very tight yet.
So your objective is basically you want him to like you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jeff, what is your view on her?
She sort of came into she's not in the group yet, but she's sort of taking my friends away from me. So she's like taking all their attention, and it's kind of ruining our whole system that we've created. So if she joins this party, I just feel like it's gonna screw up everything, and everything that she's doing is ruining our plans as a group already. So I don't want to ruin that bond between the friends that I already have.
Okay, that makes sense. With that in mind, thank you for telling me that. I get a little bit more sense of what's going on. Jeff, I think that you played the beat of what you were just talking about very fluently and very solidly. I would consider layering some obstacles on so it's not as easy for you. That enables us as an audience to root for you, get over these obstacles to get your objective, okay? When things are that easy for you to go after, as an actor, it's really quickly, and back in the 70s, we had this guy named Evel Knievel, okay? And he was this guy that would jump over buses, okay? And he would put 60 buses in front of him, and they would tune in on Friday night or Saturday night, and millions of people would watch. And they watched because he put 60 buses in front of them and not one bus. Okay, if he was putting one bus, no one would tune in. And who put those 60 buses there? He did. He put as many in front of him as he thought he could get over successfully to achieve his objective, but make it where we would root for him, okay? So as an actor, you want to find your obstacles that you can still get over and still get your objective, all right? Otherwise, it becomes smooth for you and very easy. And it was very good. It was very good what you did, but it was a little bit smooth. I'd like to see you struggle with it with some internal stuff. Mila's an attractive girl. Maybe you feel this way, but you're also attracted to her. So maybe that would be an obstacle, okay? So that would be something you would layer on your performance. You can choose as an actor your obstacles. There's some that are inherent in the script, and there's some that you can choose personally for yourself. But I would layer on a couple obstacles. Usually when I'm coaching people, I don't have them layer on obstacles until they have got it as easily as you did going after your objective. But I think for the next stage of where you are, you might want to start thinking about layering some obstacles in your performances. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
And Mila, you're welcome. Mila, I think that the one little aspect I was missing is the first notes I gave tonight was some of the personalization of what this meant to be part of this group, okay? And what you want to do, you want to make the stakes high to you. Like, what does it mean to Mila and Mila's life if you don't in this group? Michelle, can you please mute for a second?
One Mitchum.
Michelle, can you mute real quick, Michelle?
Oh.
Thank you. Go ahead, Bentley.
What I would think you want to do, Mila, is figure out what your stakes are in your personal life. Like, what's going to happen to Mila if you don't get your objective, which is getting in this group, pretty much, right? That's what you're saying? Or getting him to accept you or like you. So what is at stake, okay? Because I felt there was an urgency missing of you being accepted in this group. And I think that needs to be placed underneath everything you did. Because everything you did in a different way was very good, in a different way than Jeff, but it was like a little thing missing that can layer your performance. And that's an urgency of going after what it means to you to be in this group. And you can't just come out and be desperate, because no one likes desperation. So that becomes an obstacle, okay? The obstacle of needing to get in this group, also letting them see how much you need it, you don't want them to see. So if you put that as your inner work, it'll give you something to get over, which layers your performance, and then we can start rooting for you.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you. Yeah. Really good notes. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's just my quick stuff. I tried to make it quick. Sorry.
Bentley and I talked. He's like, I don't know if I can do this. He gets into it. And I'm like, you can do it, Bentley. I know you can. And so he's just doing surface notes for you guys. But wait till you take his course. And I mean, I shouldn't say this on here, but he was my teacher. He's amazing. Absolutely one of the best teachers on the planet. But I really shouldn't have said that, Bentley, because I'm going to lose all my students to you. So don't take them. I love you. Shea or Kimber, would you guys like to say anything? Let's start with Shea.
Yeah, I would like to say something. I thought that it was amazing, you guys. You're good. The one thing that I didn't understand, though, Jeff, is that, the anger that you had in there, I think that you could have played it a little bit different than what you did, like more facial stuff, even though you were, out there doing it. I just, like you just want her, you don't want her around. So to change all of these things, I got that. But the thing of it was like I just heard a louder voice from you instead of like really getting that emotional. Like, I really want this girl to go away kind of thing. Even though you like her, that's okay. And then the other thing that I would say, Mila, where you're concerned, it's like you're trying to get yourself in there. You did a great job on what you were doing, but I kind of felt that you should have been, if you want to get into something, maybe you're just not just saying the words and you had a lot of emotion in that, but trying to be a little bit more of a friend to him so that he doesn't feel, like you're going to take everything away.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. Thank you.
All right, guys. Kimber, would you like to say something? No, Kimber's good. Okay, guys. I'm going to come back to you, so keep your notes. I just got to get Ella off because she's on the East Coast. She's 3 hours ahead, so it's getting late for her. So you guys, big round of applause for our last performers. Young, but still well on their way. Thank you for the comments and critiques. Ella and Ryker, you're coming up after Ella, so Ryker, prepare yourself. Ella, are you ready? And are you doing a monologue or a scene?
Yes, I'm doing a scene with Kendall.
And how old are you, Ella?
I'm 12.
And where do you live?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
And thank you for being with us. She has school tomorrow too, so she's a trooper doing this so late on her time, but we really love her dearly. All right, so you said you're working with who? Kendall?
Kendall.
Okay, Kendall, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, everybody mute your microphones. Let's put our hands together for Ella and Kendall as they go over to the main stage.
Ain't you never seen a Christmas tree before?
A Christmas who?
What? I can't believe y'all never heard of Christmas.
Okay, tell me more about this Christmas that you're talking about.
And so Sandy wove a magical tale of gumdrops and penny whistles, but best of all, Santa Claus. Yawn.
Okay, and this guy, he like pretends to he likes the fruitcake. Okay, but like he brings you presents and you just have to write a letter to him and he brings you everything. It's insane.
Give me an example.
Okay. Dear Santa, what do I want for Christmas, you may ask? I want you to come visit us in Bikini Bottom. That's my wish. Oh, and Patrick, look, okay, so I created this this machine thing that I can shoot letters in a bottle and it sends them right to Santa. Okay, look. Fire in the hole!
Santa!
What do you wish for, little girl?
Flat teeth.
And you, ma'am?
I would love a new hairstyle.
Okay, I think that's all the letters that we... oh. Squidward has not sent in a letter yet. Squidward, can you hurry up?
I'm not writing a letter to a figment of your imagination. I don't believe in Santa Claus.
All right, let's go back to the main stage, or the group view. Big round of applause. If I cut you guys off a line, I'm sorry. So what we're trying to do with Ella, she wants to be a voiceover specialist. She does accents. We wanted to see how fast she can come in and out of characters. And this is SpongeBob, as you guys probably figured out. But she had to quickly go through characters. So she's still working on that. Ella, do us a really quick, your British voice for our new guests. Do a little Harry Potter, just a little sample.
Okay, here. I have my wand.
All right.
Okay. Have any of you seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one. Oh, you're doing magic. Well, let's see it then. Are you sure that's a real spell? 'Cause it's not very good, is it? I've tried a few simple spells myself, and they've all worked for me. For example, Oculus Reparo. That's better, isn't it? Holy cricket! You're Harry Potter. I'm Hermione Granger, and you are? Pleasure. Well, nobody in my family is magic at all, so it was ever such a surprise when I got my letter. But I was so pleased, of course. Now, I expect we'll be arriving soon, so you two better put on your robes. Oh, and by the way, you've got dirt on your nose. Just there.
All right, big round of applause. I'm always putting her on the spot. So we're really working on her voiceover. So I still think even though she's doing voiceover, she should really focus on where each character is. So I really want to work with you more, Ella, like pinpointing who you're talking to, where they are in your space. So I want to do a lot of space work with you. But with that being said, let's go right to Bentley on his thoughts.
Well, I was kind of confused.
Of course. I should have told you first. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what you just said, but it makes sense now that what you're saying, Tony. And I think that the work that Tony wants to do with you, Ella, is probably going to help some of the spots that I was a little bit confused about in your performance. Now, let's say you weren't, this was all one scene and it was all one character. There's still the same kind of notes that I would give an actor, and that is when you're going through a scene, even if it's one paragraph, you break it down into beats, and those beats are going after certain things in each beat, right? And the beat can be a whole paragraph, could be one sentence, a couple sentences, but you're going after something from the actor that you're working with. You want a response. They said that acting is reacting. I'm sure you might have heard that before. I think a lot of people only take one side of that. And also when they say acting is reacting, it means creating a reaction, okay? Because if you're going after creating a reaction in the person you're in the scene with, then you're creating one in the audience that's watching as well, okay? So when you're going after each of these voices, each one's a different character, what is that specific beat? What reaction are you going after with what person? But that's all stuff Tony said he wanted to work on with you anyway. But that's the thing that I think was kind of missing in that, was the voices were there, but the focus of what you were going after with the character wasn't 100% there. So I agree with that with Tony. And I feel like Kendall was just kind of feeding her the stuff. Mm-hmm. And again, Kendall, what I would do is maybe just fill in some of the personalized stuff when you're talking about the fire in the hole thing. I felt like you were just relaying information as opposed to something you created. So make sure whenever you're talking about people, places, and things, it's important, guys, color in what that is to you. Really quick story. I knew a guy who worked on a medical show called ER, and he had no idea what the heck he was saying. He was mumbling off medical terms, paragraphs of them. And he was doing it like he knew what he was talking about. He was very passionate about this stuff. And he just, in one of the classes I was with him, he was talking about how he took each thing and made it mean something important to him. You know, whatever the medical term was, he said, oh, well, that's my daughter, or whatever it was. And so he was saying things that when he's relaying to it, it meant something to him. So if you have a person, place, or thing, make sure you color that stuff in. Even if you're just feeding her lines, it's going to even help her feed lines, and it's going to make you connected more. So that's just my quick notes.
Thank you, Bentley. Shea, did you want to say something?
Bentley, I mean, I thought he covered, most of it. I just thought that you could have slowed down a little bit in some of those things. I felt like you were saying words and just, you've got time to get it all out.
Great advice. That's actually what we are working on. So John and Peter and Pedro, if you guys really want to say something, we'll do it really quick. And I don't want to keep you guys too long, so we're going to rip through these just so I can let my guests go. But Peter, did you want to say something really quick?
Yes, and I'll be quick but accurate. Mila and Jeff, the very first question I would recommend Jeff to ask himself is, do you like her? You keep saying that you don't want her at the party, so therefore the opposite is right there staring at you in the face. I wish you were the only one coming to my house, but if you come with other people there, I'll have no control. I'll be a babbling idiot, blah, blah, blah. So those are the stakes. She's the one for you. That's your obstacle within. And my dear friend, Mr. Mitchum, you are just so brilliant. I love what you were saying. And a lot of that stuff I tell my actors is, what are you fighting for? It's got to be something that's going to answer everything, every dream you have. This is the girl. I've never been out of a part or a group. What the hell are you doing leaving me out of this group? Everybody loves me. Why don't you? I mean, and you take the risk of being attractive, because then we'll go along for the ride because we've been there. Where's the love? Always ask yourself that, and the obstacles will follow. Specificity is what I said about Ella. If you're specific about these visions you're having, if you're specific about where the people are and the space, then we're going to see those things also. So be specific about what you're seeing. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Peter. Final comments, Pedro or John, and we're going to move on. John, yes, sir?
Yeah, just very quickly, to Ella, I thought she did a great job of switching characters quickly, and the Brit she did was not Hermione Granger; it was a different Brit, and just to encourage her that she's on the right track. And what Bentley was saying about it's important to you. The audience can't read your mind. You can pick something that's important to you, but it has nothing to do with the script. Okay, as long as what they see is whether or not you're involved, and it means something to you. There's a famous story, but I won't go into it. But it's what were you doing? I was counting the house because her grandmother owned the theater, and lost empty seats has lost revenue, and all the audience saw was that she was engrossed in something important. Yeah.
And remember, guys, we're critiquing SpongeBob. So acting's acting. I just want to remind you, this was SpongeBob. Okay, Pedro, final thoughts, and we'll move on to Ryker.
No, everything was on point with Bentley said, and also Shea. And I used to know an actor. He was a theater actor, and he would memorize tons of script. So he was so good at performing because he had all this script memorized, but it was very boring because it was just rambling and rambling. So I agree with what Bentley said. You got to take your time, and it's about beats and measuring yourself and making it more impactful. But besides that, they were great.
Cool. And I think I'm going to move on. Is everybody happy? So we've got a couple more performances. We got Domenic, we got Avery. And if I'm missing somebody, I apologize. But let's put our hands together for who just performed, and let's put our hands together for Ryker, who's coming up right now. Ryker, are you doing a monologue or working with somebody?
I'm doing a monologue today.
And how old are you, Ryker?
I'm 15. Yeah, I had a birthday.
You're what?
I had a birthday, I think, since last class. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Happy birthday. So yeah, he's grown up way too fast. Way too fast. But you're an influencer, a social media influencer, right? And you're in a bunch of influencer groups.
Yeah.
And really actively pursuing that.
I'm trying to.
All the kids, you've got to have your craft ready so that when the opportunity arises because of your influence, you have a vehicle to take on that road. So I always encourage them, just because you're getting famous doesn't mean that you have the chops. So,
this is new one. My last monologue, it was getting overused. So we're trying in here.
So Ryker is, he's going to be doing this not for just us, but Scott Marshall wanted to see this, so I'm going to send him the link. And a couple of the other guys and females that had to jump off, they wanted to see the link as well. So this will be going out to multiple producers and people in the industry, just so you guys know. So let's put our hands together for Ryker as he goes over to the main stage. Everybody mute.
There we go.
Mute your microphone.
Let's do it. Dear Lord, it's me again. I'm underwhelmed. Nothing impresses me, excites me. I'm amazed by nothing. I'm numb to this world. and everything in it. I go through life with one face, doesn't change. I never cry, I never laugh, I never smile or frown. I think too much. Yeah. My friend tells me to seek out adventure. I tell her there's nothing adventurous. I work in the mail department. I do the mail. I meet all kinds of personalities. I'm immune to the happy people, stressed people, sad people, and idiot people. It's like an invisible shield has engulfed my being, and fog has clogged up my eyes. You know, there's times when I know I should be feeling something, but I just don't. And I don't know why. I just can't. I want to connect, but nothing reaches me. God, please, I just want to feel something. Please let me cry. Please, I want to, please. No. Okay. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. I'm fine. That's it.
All right, let's get back to the group stage. Big round of applause for Ryker. So Ryker, you had me going until that last line when you said that's it.
Yeah.
And that is a dead giveaway to a casting director, producer, director, that you're not absolutely 100% emotionally in. So even if that's your best acting job, is to fake the ending that you, oh my God, you went to a whole nother planet. I can't believe how deep I went. That might be your biggest acting job. But never say scene. Never say that's it. Let the director, we've talked about this with Adrian, let the director stop you, because we might be filming another actor that's killing it right now. Or you might be doing something we haven't been able to get out of you, and we're finally getting out of you. We want that little extra B-roll.
Yes,
So
sir. Sorry.
never, ever, ever, ever cut. This is for everybody, Ryker, by the way.
Yeah.
Never cut yourself, guys. Let the directors cut. We'll know when it's over.
My real line was, that's fine. I don't know why I said that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, but I did see you come out of your character really fast.
Yeah.
So just in the little bit of experience I have, which is a lot, when I go deep and I'm really connected and I don't know why that time I went deeper than other times, I know coming back is like, it's a journey back. It's not just on off for me. Maybe some of these pro actors it is, like a switch, but it's not for me. And so let's go into Bentley.
Calling on me, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your voice on my computer, so I wasn't sure.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was saying when I go deep in a character, I can't come right back. For me, and maybe you can, or maybe other people are quick light switches, but for me, I'm not. And so I was just commenting on, even if it's your biggest acting job in an audition, don't let the casting director think that you're that good that you can come in and out that fast. Like,
Right.
I don't know your comments on cold reading, or I mean auditioning.
No, I think that's right. I mean, you could be. Besides, if I think that was his line, and we mistook it as him saying I'm done.
I did.
But it's a great note, because if you're in a casting session and they're not stopping, and you don't stop, then you get to stay in front of them that much longer, and they get to look at you. Why not? So Ryker, I think you got a great look. You know, you're a good-looking kid. I think you. I think about halfway to 2/3 of the way through this scene, you started to connect with it a little bit. I felt that there was a disconnect from the beginning. What I would suggest when you do the scene again is come up with a moment before, okay? Spend some time before the scene getting to a place where your heart hurts. I'm sure you've had experiences in your life with relationships, or betrayal of a friendship, or not getting something that you want, something that just makes you feel crappy. It makes you feel like crying. It makes you feel depressed, all right? And get yourself in that place before you start it, and come from that place, starting from the scene. Because where you started to take off before you did the praying thing, you've got a couple lines before that is when you first started to feel it in my mind, and that's where the scene should have started. Okay, you got to start a scene hot and take it hotter. You never want to start a scene low and build it up to here when you can start it here and take it to the moon. Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
come in strong, get connected with that feeling that you want to overcome during this scene. And just because something says something or indicates something in the writing of the screenplay or the play or whatever it is, your teleplay, whatever it is you're doing, you know, it says in there where you're talking to God at one point and you just say, God, please help me cry or whatever. It doesn't, just because it indicates it, it doesn't mean you have to go to the obvious choice of praying, okay? You could have stood up there and yelled at God. For, you know, if you were feeling this pain and wanting to emote and get it out and fix me, God, you know, why aren't you mad at him? You could do it that way too. So experiment with this feeling that if you start hot and high at the beginning of the scene, see where it takes you. And you might be surprised. Instead of doing, you know, the easy things and staying easily in your chair when you got this amount of emotion inside of you, you might surprise yourself of where you'll go. All right. I think if you do that, you come up with a strong moment before, give yourself some stuff to overcome in the scene. And again, don't necessarily play the cliche choices. It's like in the scene when we've seen it in movies before, when the person's like, I'm not yelling. You know, the line says, I'm not yelling, but they go, I'm not yelling. You know, I'm not angry right now. You know, it's like you don't have to play it how it's written. And that's kind of what I was thinking about the God thing. But anyway, I'll pass. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you,
Thank
Bentley.
you very much.
Ryker, if I forgot to mention, I think you're an amazing actor. I think you have a bright future ahead of you and you're going to be a superstar. That's why I'm harder on you, because I want you to go out in the real world ready.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't sugarcoat it for you. John.
Tony.
Tony.
I just wanted to disagree completely with what Bentley said. I thought you did exactly right. Because the beginning of the scene, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The beginning of the scene, what he's talking about is the fact that he's numb. He can't feel anything. And I thought he did it just right. And that may have come off. And I also did not make the mistake of thinking he was saying, you know, scene, which is a mistake I've made many times. I thought he played it. The emotional arc looked fine to me in the context of the scene. He starts by saying, I can't feel anything. And then he gets to a point where he actually does, you know, almost break. And, you know, I just thought it was very well done.
Thank you, John. Tony Tarantino.
Yes, sir. At 7:30, I have a 3-way over funding, so I'm going to have to bail.
Okay. I'm glad you're here.
A comment to that young man that was just on. He wouldn't stand a chance in my film because I never hire anybody better looking or more talented.
He had you, didn't he, Ryker? I watched Ryker's just his heart.
Yes, I'm so happy right now. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Just made my
mind. Okay, guys, I know Peter wants to say something, and then we're going to move on.
That's the weirdest compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Yeah, he messed.
This is actually gonna be for everyone. Nice to see you again, Ryker. My gosh, you can be such a great thespian. So I keep going. Like Tony said early on, there's no beginning really, but when the lights come up, something's already going on, and we're peeking in, like we're peeking inside the door through the keyhole. Same with afterwards. Let that linger. Don't believe what you just said, or try to say more, and that'll be just icing on the cake of what you've been doing. So it's almost like I always can tell when an actor makes an entrance or an exit in the play. He enters the play knowing who's going to be in the room. That's BS. If I want to be alone, I got 4 people, I got to deal with them. Or if you exit, you're going somewhere that matters to you. So every line you're saying is coming from something you're thinking and feeling, and you're fishing for the lines. And after you're done, you're not really done, because you want to listen, respond to the other person, make that yours. What else do you want to say? And we'll come along for the ride. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Ryker.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Shea, did you want to say something?
I actually thought you started out, you know, really good. And I think that it was just more of a time thing, because you probably felt like, I need to get through this because they've got more things to, you know, things to do and whatever, but I thought that you did that well. I did see you, though, come in and out at times, and I can't remember what those words were or whatever. I was okay with you coming forward, but I didn't believe it. I mean, I think it was okay to do that, but you didn't make me believe you at that point in time what your emotions truly were.
Thank you.
I think you did a great job. You're handsome. I mean, you're wonderful.
I am getting a ton of compliments there. Thank you.
So Ryker, you got a bright future, bro. You're so close. You're really on the breaking point. We want you to be ready. We could easily tell you you're amazing, but what good's that going to do? You are amazing, but what good's that going to do? So I want you to know that even in the lines say, "Oh, I can't break, I can't break, I can't break," BS. Get yourself so emotionally available as an actor that you might actually show us a little tear that you're not going to let come out. But we want to see you at the breaking point. We want to go, is he or isn't he going to break? I want to ride the wave with you. So that's the trick. Don't fall into the pitfall. Well, it says I'm not going to break, so I don't have to break, so it's a safety net. BS. No way. Get yourself there. And then what happens, happens. We don't even know. You might not. If you were doing this on Broadway, sometimes you might, sometimes you might not. But get yourself available. And we'll do some more private coaching. Pedro. You're on mute. Mute. They say that's the new "can you hear me now" is you're on mute.
Okay, I got it now. Ryker, you're a good-looking kid, so it was kind of like I didn't know what was the problem you were praying about, because he's like, you got all these wonderful characteristics. But no, it was good. I liked it a lot. I feel like you disconnected at the end also. I think like you were like ending the scene and it kind of like ended it for me at the moment because I was becoming very involved in it. But good job.
Thank you, Pedro.
That's
Kimber,
not that
did you
line.
want to
I'm
say anything?
changing
Or Bobbie, did you want to say anything? We're getting close to the end here. We've got Avery and Domenic, and then I'm going to let Kendall go because she's been helping everybody as basically a line reader, and I'm going to let her do a monologue to show you what Kendall can do. Kendall can kick some serious butt. So, Kimber, did you want to say anything? Oh, she's so awesome. She's like, oh, I'm just watching. What about you, Bobbie? I want to give you a chance if you have any comments on anything you've seen.
I want to comment on Ryker, Holden, and Reese really fast. I want to say that first I want to start with Holden. Actually, Holden has come so far. I saw him when he was little, and he was really believable, and I really locked into his character. Reese has also come very far. She was a pageant girl when I first saw her with the fake smile and everything, and she's so real and believable now. I felt like she rushed a little bit, but I was really locked in as well. So you've done miracles, Tony. I've just seen the transformation. And Ryker, same thing, buddy. I've known you since you were a baby. I did your very first headshots.
Got me into acting, and my brother.
Great job. And everybody else was doing well too. Happen to know these kids, so.
I was
right.
What a small world, because you came in through Bentley, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is a small world.
All right, guys. Always know. You never know who's watching. What a great compliment, Bobbie. I mean, I'm honored to hear you say that. Thank you. And it's recorded.
Yeah, Tony.
Okay, guys. We're give a big round of applause. Ryker, you're amazing, but keep working really hard at this. And I've got some tricks and they're not tricks. I got some things that I learned from Bentley and some other teachers that I could share with you that if you want to learn them, I could offer them. Okay?
Tony,
Bentley's your grandfather in this business. So just so you know that.
I just want to really quickly clarify something. I wanted to make sure that Ryker got what I was saying.
Yes, sir.
I thought you did really good. And I thought you came in strong. I think you can come in hotter, not necessarily by acting emotion at the top, but if you have the emotion underneath it and you have it layered underneath it, it gives you something to overcome. Because even people that are numb are feel something deep inside, and they numb themselves out because they feel something deep inside. And I felt you were just numbing out without overcoming the deep inside. So if you can, that's what I was trying to say. I don't think that necessarily the performance was off. I think the intensity and the layers of the performance might have been off a little bit at the beginning. And I felt you connected a little bit more to it at the end. So if you just come in with that at the beginning, it'll give you something to overcome. So you're overcoming it to be that numb person. Does that make
Thank
sense?
you very much. That makes a lot of sense. I should have realized that earlier. I wrote down my notes, but yeah, I must have been through some type of pain in order to build that wall, and I need to clarify my backstory more just with that.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You got it. You're really good. Bobbie's talked about you in the past, so I already knew who you were. Now I got to see you, so this is great.
And each time you're on stage, Ryker, we take these little lessons. I started at 29. I mean, you're so far younger, and I didn't start, right? And I've done 225 professional acting jobs in Hollywood. I mean, I'm only 53. So can you imagine the career? If you start at 29, think about how much you're gaining. So just keep going and learning and absorbing and loving. And me, for you, it's an emotional connection. My biggest thing with you and Reese and Ella, and Holden's usually pretty spot on, is really getting to the point where you don't know if you're gonna have an emotional meltdown in front of us. You don't know. But you guys are so young. I'm treating you like adult actors. You're kids in my eyes. So I'm asking adult stuff from young actors, but I know you guys have it in you. I just know you do. Okay? All right, guys. And Mila, same thing for you. And Kendall, we're going to have Kendall do another monologue because I really want you guys to see what Kendall's got inside of her. She's an amazing actress. She's just been helped. She's awesome. Everything she did today is great, but I want her to be a standalone. So with that being said, does everyone feel content that we can move on to the next performer? If you can, just put our hands together for our last performance. All right. So Avery, do you feel you're ready to go, or do you want to go after Domenic?
I'm ready.
All right. What are you doing? A monologue scene?
Monologue.
Something you've worked on, fairly new, old?
Got this about a month ago. Been working on it a bit. Haven't been able to use it yet, but now's the time.
And how old are you?
17.
Okay. And you've been with me a couple years now, I think. And,
long time.
And you take my directing class, and you're a musician, and so he's gonna be a director. Something to watch out for, guys. And an actor, of course. That's a second nature to him. All right, guys. So let's get him over on the main stage. Big round of applause. Mute your own self. Mute your microphones. And this is Avery Davis.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Huh?
I just wanted to say I have to go. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Reese.
Your compliments and your notes were so amazing. I'll make sure to take them in. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you all for being here.
So, Reese, where can we learn more about you? Where can we see you? On LOL Network? Where else? You dance? You're a professional tap dancer, pageant girl?
My YouTube is The Reese Warren. My Instagram is The Reese Warren. And everything that I'm on is The Reese Warren.
All right, we love it. So she's got a bright future ahead of her. She just got a manager, and she's booking like crazy.
Bye-bye, Reese.
Bye-bye, Reese.
Bye, you have a great night.
Bye. Happy holidays, everybody. All right, let's go over to the main stage. Let's get Avery on. All right, let's mute ourselves, and here we go.
Does it matter to you that I'm going mad? Not sure if I can go away and reflect on it. Not sure I can get through my own madness. If I can go to the top of a mountain like a Buddhist monk, perhaps I may have a chance. Life, my DNA, it has perfect fit together, doesn't it? What is it for? For my art. Is it fair for a man to sacrifice his sanity for his craft? Is that what God wants? If that is so, then why must I be sacrificed? Why does great beauty come from great pain? We are all mad, crazy, nuts, psycho. It's true. Walk down the street and look into the eyes of the man or woman that walks past you. It's hidden. It's hidden. You're someone like me. You connect to that dark place instantly, and you identify with it. I forget who said that we are all living lives of quiet desperation. I believe we are. The smiles, the charms, it's all bullshit, all smokescreen. We all suffer within, don't we?
Sometimes I will stare into the mirror and wait for the madness to creep from my eyes and leave me once and for all. But all it ever does is reach the surface and smile gently at me. The wise gleam. Yeah, I'm crazy. I love that I'm crazy, but I also hate who I am. I wouldn't expect you to understand that. They say genius and madness have a thin line between them. I walk that fence every day, and lately it has been getting harder to balance. Look where I am. Chemical imbalance, sure. Life experience, sure. Being an artist, sure. It all adds up to a pair of scissors in someone's neck, doesn't it? You can ridicule me some more, my friend. You can pity me. You can lead me to some inspiring advice. But the truth is, there is nothing you can do or say that can haunt me more than my own soul. Do what you have to do. Say what you want to say. It means nothing. Nothing, my friend. Nothing. I will be waiting for you. I will be waiting. I'm happy to entertain you. I look forward to your next word. You can speak now. Say something.
And big round of applause. Let's go back to group view. Avery Davis. Wow, dude. You warmed up into it, though. I do got to be honest. The beginning for me, you didn't come out of the gate swinging, but you warmed into it. But oh my God, when you warmed into it, if I gave you a second chance right now to start here and go, call back, if not booking, in my opinion.
Thank you.
So, all right, let's go to Bentley Mitchum.
Hi, Avery. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Bentley.
I think that everyone on here has been good, Tony. I think you do a great job. First of all, let me say that.
Thank you.
What I'm trying to do is come in here and kind of be the jerk and the ass, so that you can hear some harsh shit that maybe you can think about and grow on. Okay, so to all of you who I've critiqued, it's not that I don't like anything that I'm seeing. It's I want to give you stuff that you can work on and grow upon. So with that in mind, Avery, there's two characters that are, well, besides bad guys, there's two characters that are always really fun to play. One are people that are kind of crazy or desperate, and the other are actors, when you're an actor playing an actor. And the reason is because you're given a lot of freedom to suddenly be more physical and a little bit more dramatic, okay? And that was an element that I was missing in your performance, because what I get from you, and I don't know what you chose as your objective in this of who you're talking to, but it sounded to me that you're pretty desperate, you're feeling haunted, you're feeling crazy, and probably a little confused, okay? And you're wanting the person you're talking to calm you down, make you feel less desperate, and to make you feel you're okay, and you're a creative genius, not crazy, right? So that's kind of what I thought your objective would be on this, is I need this person I'm talking to make me feel not crazy, to make me feel I'm the genius and not the crazy one, to make me feel that I'm okay, I'm not desperate, okay? So if you're going after that, then you've got to show him you're desperate. You've got to show him you're a little crazy. You've got to show him you're a little confused. You've got to show him you're a little haunted. If my objective is to get you to calm me down, and I'm talking to you like this, then you're not going to feel the need to calm me down much. But if I'm talking to you like this, man, trying to get you to calm me down, then you might want to calm me down a little bit, okay? So when you're having these beats, go through a beat where you want him to see how crazy you're feeling. Go through a beat where you want him to see how desperate you're feeling. Go through a beat where you're feeling that you're losing your freaking mind. Go through a beat where you don't know if you're a genius or you're crazy. Right, my friend? My friend? Right? You know, go after stuff to get him to tell you you're normal and you're okay. And you have some freedom because you're playing a guy who's questioning his own sanity. Just like the people who are playing actors, Sally Field did it great in Soap Dish, where she was always doing this kind of stuff and being the actress. It's like you're allowed a little freedom, okay, to be dramatic. So because of that, I would start out allowing yourself getting into a confused, desperate place, kind of like what I was talking to Ryker before. What is going on in your life? And if you don't have it now, what if you can draw on something in the past, or you can do a what if? What makes you feel uneasy? What makes you need to be calmed down? Where can you get yourself amped up where you're feeling like this shit sucks? Excuse my French, okay? I'm going nuts. I'm getting desperate. I'm losing my mind. I need this person to help me and to calm me down. And just come into the scene from that place. And don't be afraid to move. If you're worried about it being real, forget about that. If you're connected and you're going after your objective, it'll be real enough. Watching paint dry on a wall is real, but I'm not going to spend $15 at a movie theater to do it, okay? So give me something to look at. Give me something to look at. Give me something to root for, okay? That this guy's in trouble. This guy needs to be calmed down, and he needs something. And have a little fun with that. Thank you. Okay, that's kind of my. I think you got a good look. I think you can do this well. You got the eyes that can do this well, and I think that you could have more fun with it than you have. And that's just my off the top of the head stuff.
Yeah, thank you. That helps.
Thank you, Bentley. I really appreciate it. Bentley, I'm going to embarrass you just a little bit, but when you would come into Ivan's class, where I studied at the Benmar Academy of Motion Picture and Television Acting, where a lot of us studied, Ivan would always say that you were the most amazing actor he's ever seen in his entire life. And he lived to 86. And he said Bentley was the best actor. Now, we had John Larroquette come through there. We had Bryan Cranston come through. We had your brother-in-law come through, Casper Van Dien. We had amazing people come through, Mariska Hargitay. But I just want you to know that he thought you were the most amazing actor. And then I watched you come in class and do these things, these cold reads about what you just told Avery to do and what you would bring to it, the Jack Nicholson and Jim Carrey's and just the bigness, but yet rooted in truth. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And so when you give these words, it reminded me of what I watched when you used to do what you're telling him that he could do. And so I just want you to know, Avery, those words, you want to watch this playback when it goes to YouTube. I want you to watch what he said to you, because he gave you gold. He showed you a roadmap, how to get where he gets to. He shared his secret for you. So I'm going to take that to heart. I think all of us are going to take that to heart, but not to embarrass you, Bentley, but I've witnessed you do it. You don't just talk it, you do it. And so thank you, Bentley. Adrian Carr, I've not called on you. I really want to call on you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I can't top what Bentley just said. That it was beyond 100% to take to heart. But Avery, your eyes are so magnetic. Every time you looked away in thought, I kept thinking, I want to see you talk to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to see inside you. And you were avoiding camera so much, or the zoom, the camera on the computer. But as soon as you did connect, there was this, you can allow me in. And as Bentley was saying, all the range of the potential there of what you could do, you could make it magnificent to watch. You know the words, so that's not an issue anymore. Now you have fun to play with it. And when you watch the playback, take Bentley's notes and do this scene again, man. I mean,
yeah,
you could do something really strong for yourself.
So,
and you would be able to cut 10, 20-second pieces out of it and use them as any audition piece or showcase piece. With all those different nuances that you can bring to it, and playing it, decide who it is you're talking to so that we connect with it. And don't be frightened of keeping connection with the camera. I mean, sometimes it's hard to become self-conscious, but don't think about it.
Okay.
Adrian. And remember, Adrian's a director-editor, so he's coming from not only an actor, he's a wonderful actor. I've acted with him. He's a great actor. But point to the camera. Avery, I want to see if you know where the camera is. Point. I want you to put your finger and cover the lens. See how you missed it? See how it took you a second?
There's a light.
I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm trying to tell you we all do it on Zoom. We're in these Zoom boxes, and that little eye connection that's off because it's just a millisecond or a inch away from where you think it is causes the disconnect. So we have to adjust on these Zooms. We have to. So point, I want you to block the camera. Point one more time. Right. So now I want you to take your finger off. Look at the camera. Now I want you to come a little bit closer. Do your own zoom in. Okay, right there. Look at the camera. Say 2-3 lines of your monologue right now. Just make them up. We don't know what it is. Just make them up. Improv.
People think I'm crazy. I think I'm a genius, quite frankly. It just so happens to be that you're not on the same page.
And cut. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what you thought, Adrian. Did that do something for you?
Yeah, I think if you had played the scene through like that with just the odd look away here and there and brought us back in each time, it would have made such a huge difference for us connecting.
Technical. That's all technical, Adrian.
Yeah. So, like I said, you've got the words down, and as Bentley said, where you could take it with all the variations that you have at your disposal there, this would be a great piece to have.
Yeah, it's really good, Avery. Keep working on it. Let's showcase it. Let's film it. Shea, did you want to say anything? There you go.
I just wanted to say that there was absolutely a point in it where I definitely felt your pain. And so if I could have felt that all the way through that, because you warmed up to it, I think that everything that's been said already is really what you need to do.
Thank you.
Okay, Shea. Kimber, I'm going to keep calling on you. You don't have to speak. Did you want to say anything? No? Okay. I'm just glad you're here. I love your smile, by the way. Pedro. She turned the camera off. Pedro. Any comments? And I'll go to you afterwards, Peter. Pedro, turn your mic on. There you go.
I totally loved your performance. I thought it was honest, and I was really engaged. I agree with what Adrian said. There were moments when your eyes would drift away. When that would happen, I would feel like a disconnect. But if you work more with your eyes, it's right on point. It's a great monologue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. Peter.
Again, I love opposites. And all the language kept telling me that you thought you were a know-it-all or you wanted to come across as a know-it-all. But you also were a trapped animal. You were trapped without control. And I'd like to see you play with those ideologies. If you're trapped in a world that you want to desperately get out of and fight to get out of. And that know-it-all language you're using has to hide the fear of really not knowing if you're being truthful or full of shit. Be doubtful about what you're saying being true. Those are great layers. I'm trying to be technical because I know you're a good actor, and good actors can put technical stuff to use. And I agree with the eyes. When you finally did that scene a few moments ago, I was saying, so that's how Hannibal Lecter started.
Cool.
Because, you know, you let us into the eyes, and like Adrian's always saying, don't blink. Don't ever blink. And don't, for everybody, don't wait and warm up. If you're in an audition, you have to have that stuff going, even if you have to cover it up, as soon as you're in there. Because they'll probably cut you in 10 seconds because they know what they want. Yep. Don't wait to have emotion.
It's like a record player. You want it already spinning full volume before you put the on. Okay, my analogy. Okay, guys, anyone want to say anything? I got to move on. I want to get you guys out of here by 8. So this is wishing for the best. So Domenic, are you ready to go, sir?
Yes, I am.
Is it memorized or cold read still?
Memorized.
Oh, I love it. So he's new to our stage. Let's put our hands together as we mute our mics for Domenic as he goes to the main stage. And then we're going to wrap up with Kendall and call it a night, guys. Thanks for your time. So we're on the main stage. I'm going to mute as well.
All my life, I've lived and worked in the big city, which is I have a problem since I've always felt uncomfortable in crowds. I feel isolated, different. I have abandonment issues. My father, he flew away when I was just a larva, and my mother, she didn't have much time for me. But when you got 5 million siblings, it's hard to get attention. I feel physically inadequate. I've never been able to lift more than 10 times my own body weight. Sometimes I just don't think I'm cut out to be a worker. But it's not like I have a choice. I was assigned to trade school when I was only a grub. Sometimes this whole system just makes me feel inadequate.
All right, good job not cutting yourself. Big round of applause. Let's go back to the group view. Kendall. Again, welcome to the stage. He's new. He hasn't taken my privates yet, but last week he did his first cold read. And have you been an actor before, or is this brand new to you?
I took my first acting classes, I think, what I saw from looking through images on Facebook back in 2010 at the Children's Theater Company in Minneapolis. Okay. And I just did a couple this summer, and I'm just trying to get back into it. I performed on stage theater before, but it's been a long time.
So good job, by the way. So the line you said, I can't even lift 10 times my own weight. Not many people in this room can lift 10 times. So is this a comedy or is this a drama?
This is an animation, and it's from the movie Ants. So
yeah, so it's a comedy.
Yes.
It is a comedy, and we approach comedy differently, right? So there's a pacing, there's onomatopoeias, there's toppings, there's layers, there's spirit of fun. There's all sorts of cool, even dry humor. So there's a bunch of comedic things that I could give to you if you're willing to take some classes with me. I would love to share some of the comedic rules I learned from some great comedians, okay? And there's a lot of comedians in all of us here, but I saw some great places that we could just insert some comedic rules that would bring this to life. And I mean, Shea probably watched, Vince do could you imagine what Vince could do with this dry monologue? I mean, oh my God, right? So there's so much in this, and it's our job as actors to dissect it and to find it and then to bring it to life. So it's a lot of backstory, a lot of research. And so I'd love to share some of that. You're a natural comedian. I know you're training to be a clown, a professional clown. And I've seen your YouTube channel, and I know you're really willing to go as big as it takes or as small as it takes. But I think it's the approach. I think you took this as a drama. You have to approach it as a comedy, in my opinion. So let's, does anybody want to comment really quick first? Kimber, I'm always going to go to you. She good? Okay. Peter, any comments?
Yeah, what you're basically telling him, Tony, is to get him out of himself. Sometimes actors, we make the mistake of being a director. And you can't be in the moment. You can't be free. You can't express yourself like a child if you're minutely judging everything you're doing or whatever because you want to be good. We all want to be good. But if there's 5 people in an audition room, there's no way you're going to be able to guess how each of those people want to see what you're going to do. So basically, be yourself. Throw yourself, go on that tightrope, because trust me, that safety net will show up if you're who you are. If you bring all these conglomerate types into your playroom and you turn them into kids to be entertained, then you're going to be marketable, my friend, because you have a great look. I've been doing comedy all my life of different types. And I'm telling you, you got what it takes. You just have to, don't try to act, just throw yourself into comedy. Then let us cut it back if we have to. Thank you.
There's rules to comedy. I mean, you don't throw spaghetti at the wall and hope comedy works. There's a formula, and you need to know the formula. You can be naturally, instinctually funny, but there's some things you need to know about comedy, okay? So I'd love to work with you on that. Bentley, any comments?
Hi, Dominic. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I just have a quick question. Before I say anything, what was your objective in this scene?
My objective was just to get out everything that was on my chest and everything that I was feeling, and let this person know how I was feeling.
Okay, I think that's where I felt there was a disconnect. I think your objective might need a shift. I was trained, and I find it very effective, that when you have an objective, you want to figure out what you need from the other person. Okay. Otherwise, you could just get it out to a wall and talk. You could, what you're chosen as your objective, you could do to a wall. Okay. You need to get something from the person you're in the scene with. Okay. And what I kind of got from the context of the scene you're doing is that you're feeling that you have abandonment issues, you're feeling that you're inadequate. So maybe go after, I need this person to tell me I'm okay. I need this person to fix me in some way, okay? So that I can feel whole. So again, like some of the things I said before, the moment before, you've got to make yourself feel unwhole, that you need fixing inside of you. You're coming from a low place. You're going to go after having this person fix you. Now, the fact that it's comedy, and I mean, it could be a drama, but in the Ants world, it's more of a drama with the lifting the 10 weight. I've seen the film. If you're going to make it comedy, one of the rules is, and I'm sure Tony will work on it with you, is you've got to know what's at stake if you don't have this person fix you, okay? And when you have those stakes in place for what means something to you, of what's at stake, that when I act, I personalize my objective, that if I don't get this person to fix me or whatever my objective is, if I don't get this from that person, then my daughter is going to die while I'm doing the scene. And I have that in the back of my mind, so that I'm always focused and going after what I need from my objective. And that will allow me the freedom to be more physical and connected to my physical and not being so worried about it. If my daughter in real life is 2 years old, let's pretend, and she falls in the pool, I'm not going to worry about how physical I am getting to the pool to save her life, okay? So if you're connected to your objective, getting your daughter out of the pool, then you don't worry about the physical, you're connected. Jim Carrey was not having any luck in Hollywood until he learned how to connect his physical to his objective. Once that happened, he took off, okay? Because he now had a reason to be so physical, and it was very funny. So what we've got to do is find out why you need what you need, what do you need, why you need it so much, and then go after it balls to the wall. And that will bring the comedy to it. Tony will help you with the rules of it, and that will free you up a little bit more to get out of your head, like some of the other comments that you were kind of like, directing yourself a little bit. It'll get you freed up to go after what you want and be a little more physical with it. Comedy is usually a little bit more physical.
Right. And there's a line with comedy, right? And drama. So let's say one side's drama and the other side's comedy, and in the middle is normal dialogue. Are you on this side of comedy or drama, or this side? Or are you on this side and this side? And all that means, this is a normal dialogue meter. Comedy is like a little faster, and the farther up you go or the farther down you go, the slower. It's a meter. And so you got to first pick your meter, and that's technical. But based on your meter, which is like on Friends, it was line on line on line, and only pause for 3 reasons: laughter, applause, or something physical like Kramer in Seinfeld. Those are 3 rules that you can't break. You can't have dead air. You can't in comedy unless you have something physical, laughter, you're waiting for the arc, or the applause. Those are basics, right, for sitcoms. And each comedic genre has a different set of rules based on your decision. Is it comedy or drama? And what is the meter that you're going to approach this at? Are you Jim Carrey over the top? Or are you just Friends? And are you Rachel? Or are you one of the characters on Friends? I mean, that's comedy, but it's still dialogue, and they got pretty heavy scenes towards the end of their series. So we just need to approach it from what are we accomplishing technically, and then with what Bentley's saying, the acting part of it, the emotional connection, what's driving you, everything is still listening and responding. That's never going to go away, but you add other things. And I don't want to get too deep on this stage, but we'll go deeper into it. But you guys, great comments. Anybody want to say something before we move on to Kendall, who's going to wrap up?
One quick thing, Tony. One quick thing.
Yes.
That makes sense to what you just said. I was always taught that tennis is drama, ping pong is comedy, but they both still have to be accurate, sharp, and specific. You can't meander. And as your tempo is up, like you said, the energy and all that, you even have to be more specific about what's at stake. Even more specific, because you can't make Lucille Ball was a great comedian because she was a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And a dancer. Thank you. Pedro, anybody want to comment? Shay, anybody? Pedro? We're good? All right, we're gonna move on, guys. Big round of applause. Domenic, keep doing this. You've got natural talent. You got a great look. I think you have a bright future. I just want to tweak some things on you. I really want to do it. So,
thank you all very
Kendall,
much.
You're awesome. Kendall, are you ready?
Yeah, we're just getting in character.
Yes, that's what I want. So Kendall's going to do a really heavy emotional scene, potential cries, potential not, we don't know. But she was going to her sense memory. She knows that something in her life related to something she could parallel this character's life with. And so we call it personalization. I have 16 steps. I got a bunch of them from Van Mar, but I got a bunch myself. We do opening emotion. We do storyline. We do relationship. We do atmosphere. We do antecedent event. We do objective with intention, reason, conflict. We do how do you feel about the other character with any buts. We do through line and character defects. We do personalization, opening emotion. We do vocal characteristics, physical characteristics, raise the stakes. If you don't get what you want, what does it cost? We do have a secret. That's a juicy one. Bentley actually taught me that. He said, devour your character, eat them, just leave nothing left because you want what you want so bad you're going to get it. Right? I probably paraphrased that, Bentley, but I took that to heart. And then 15, revisit step 2. What was your storyline? What is this? What are you trying to accomplish? And then what's step 16? The most favorite, all my kids know it. Forget about it. Don't go as a director. Go as an emotional person that's responding to what they're hearing, and we're seeing the response. I watch, most of the time when I watch television or movies, I watch when somebody says something, what the other person did, responded, how they reacted to what they just heard. That's how I watch movies. Yes, you said something, but a casting director, and we have Bobbie on, is going to look to see if you're listening, not looking for your lines after you said your lines. We're not saying our lines and then it's my turn. Let me wait till my turn comes up and then say your lines again and be in character only when you're saying your lines. You need to be in character when you're listening in an audition. And that's the biggest mistake that I see young actors make all the time. Once they're done with their line, they're like, okay, wait for my turn. Okay, back in out, in out, in out. You gotta stay in, but I'm babbling, sorry, I'm a teacher. So Kendall, you are emotionally connected. Let's get you over to the main stage. Let's give her a big round of applause and let's mute our microphones. Kendall Monroe is gonna wrap the show up for us.
So why me? Adrian. You could have any girl that you wanted. You know, and that's a sad reality. That's what money, powered by you. People. So why me? I'm just a random girl that stumbled into your life when at a party. Can't you just forget I ever existed? There's nothing left for you to take from me. You've already taken it all.
Okay, good job staying in character. Cut. Stay in character because we're gonna do a little experiment with you. Stay in character as these guys give you really quick comments. What I want to see from you is I want to see you not cry, not yell, not scream, not laugh. I want to see it so there that you're fighting it not to happen versus trying to make it happen. So I want you to get yourself so emotionally, but I don't want you to let it happen. And if it happens, it happens, but I want you to fight it, okay? Then I want you to fight it with a smile. Can you smile right now? Stay in the emotion. Think about what causes you the pain. So don't go so fast to a smile. Think about personalization, something that you connect with emotionally, that got you emotionally where you're at right now. Think about that. And while you're thinking about that, give me the teeth smile. It's fake, but think about what's causing the pain and put the smile on the pain. Layer and keep thinking. Stay focused. Your eyes are going all over the place. You want to focus your eyes. Okay, there you go. Find it in your head space. Keep your eyes where they're at. Think about the pain and put a smile on. Show me your teeth. And stay. I don't need happy. I just need a smile on the pain. See how subtle it is? So we're going to work on that, okay? Stay in character. They may want you to do it again. Let's go to Bentley. Let's go to the group, though, if you can, Kendall. I'm sorry, you're directing stage as well. Okay, so Bentley.
I'll try to be quick on this. One of the things I would recommend prior to doing this scene is diary. Write a diary journal as this character into like a journal before you actually do the scene to get yourself in the space. It can be imaginative. It can be some of your own experiences that are along the lines of this to just really get you set into a place before you come into the scene. It's a good idea whenever you're doing kind of a heavy scene just to get yourself into a place because it's something you can do internally and with yourself with the journal. So it's a good idea. The other thing I would say is when you're not in this space and you're just looking at the piece, break it down into some beats. It's an easy trap to get into crying and not getting out of it. And when you're going after your objective, you want to be able to hit different beats, and those beats need to shift when the beats happen. A real quick example would be a kid in a store who wants a piece of candy. He says he wants the candy. That's his objective. His mom says no, so he asks really sweet, beat change. Asks really sweet. She says no. He starts crying. She says no. He throws himself on the floor and throws a tantrum, says no, gets up and is really sweet again. But these beats happen, but they're all going after the same objective, okay? So you've got to get your objective and know different beats that are happening. So you like right near the end, you said, you've already taken it all from me, right? There's nothing left to take from me. Like, and that can be like one beat where you're angry. And then the beat right after that, you can go into the sadness again. You've already taken it all. What else can you get? But these beats can switch and it'll layer your performance and draw us into you more. Because otherwise we don't want to just see you victim-y. Jodie Foster in The Accused, the reason she was so good in that and I think was nominated or won the Oscar is because she never played the victim. We're looking at heroes in movies because they don't play the victim. There might be beats where you're playing the victim. There might be scenes where you're playing a little bit more of the victim, but you never want to play the victim. We want to see you overcome being a victim, okay? Now, what's the problem is you've got this immense amount of sadness and this immense amount of hurt inside of you. So you can use your beats to get over it, have us root for you to get over it. But like Tony said, it's all rooted in the eyes and the focus of the pain that's going inside. So when you have that beat and the smile, we're still seeing the pain under it, and you're trying to overcome it. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Bentley. So Kendall, I'm going to do a little experiment with you. You're still in character. Think about what's causing the pain in your real life. Kendall's life, not the character. Okay? Is there a key word? Give me a key word. And your mic's on. I'm muted. It could be a letter. If it's a boy, it's the letter. I don't care. You're not searching for it. You need to have that right there. What is your trigger?
A J.
Okay, so you didn't search for that. You just didn't want to tell me, right? Yeah? Okay, because I never want you guys searching for emotional connection. You need to have that before you start. That's basic. Okay, so think about Jay. Think about what Jay did or didn't do. Think about what you want to do to Jay. And think about, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Raise the stakes. What happens if you don't get what you want from Jay? What's it going to cost you? I always use the analogy, I want to get out the front door. Okay, I walk out the front door. Now I add a layer. The house is on fire. Now I really want to get out the door. But guess what? Another layer. The door's locked from the other side. I can't get out. I'm going to burn up. I need to find an exit. I have a clear point of objective. I must get out. So what's your clear objective? Don't tell me. Just have a clear objective and win. At all costs, win. And if you're ready to be defeated and give up, then be defeated and give up. When you get there, don't start there. Okay? So just a couple lines, not the whole thing, just a couple lines, and let's see what happens. I want you to fight the emotion, so you got to get the emotion. So can you take a pillow? Do you have a pillow by you? I know you hate this. Grab a pillow.
Okay, hold on.
All my students hate this, but this is the get your hands off me exercise I've been used to do, Bentley. But we can't do that because of Zoom. So you're going to beat that pillow up. Don't hurt yourself, but I want you to punch it. Don't be embarrassed. Punch your pillow. Punch Jay. Punch Jay. Punch Jay. Beat Jay up. All right, go. Action. Breathe.
Just a random girl that stumbled into your life one night at a party.
Okay, let's cut. You're trying to come as a brilliant actress. Come as an angry woman. Come as a scorned woman. Be mad. It's okay to be mad in this. And you're taking direction. So I want to see you do it mad. Action.
Just a random girl that stumbled.
I want mad. Come out of the gate swinging. He asked you to sleep with him, and he asked you to stay with him. He does that with everybody. You're not special. Action.
I'm just some random girl that stumbled into your life one night at a party.
Okay, do it again. Reapproach. Try that one didn't work. Try another approach. Go.
Just some random girl that stumbled into your life.
And that one didn't work. Try another approach. Reapproach. Try everything to win.
Just some random girl.
Go back to anger. It'll be the last time I do anger. Really hit him hard with verbal abuse. Get him.
I'm just a random girl. Stumbled into your life one night at a party. Can't you just forget that I ever existed? There's nothing left for you to take from me. You've already taken it all.
And cut. Much better, Kendall. Big round of applause for Kendall. So you always have to take direction from a casting director or a director. You have to. Whether you want to or not, you have to take direction. But I really enjoyed the direction you took. So let's wrap up. Anybody have any final comments for Kendall? Then we're going to say bye to our guests. Anybody want to final thoughts? Peter. Good job, Kendall. I'm really impressed.
Kendall, that's the magic line. I'm giving you a technical thing right now. You've taken everything from me. That means you don't have culture. You don't have the pretty words. You don't have the pensive nature. You don't have contemplation. You have to fill up somehow because you cannot live anymore being empty like this. You've taken everything from me. Work from that. That'll give you the urgency, which is lacking. The urgency is what Tony's talking about and everybody else. You have to survive. You have to fight. This is a really good example of those words.
Cool. Thank you, Peter. All right. So final thoughts. We'll go Adrian, Shea. We'll just rip through and then we'll call tonight. Adrian, any final thoughts?
That was a really interesting exercise. I got a lot watching the different approaches to it. And, you know, the fight to survive is so rampant in film acting, or in any acting, actually. Yeah, I mean, I've watched you go through this scene before several times, and watching Tony take you through it just now showed a lot of growth. And I think doing it as a full monologue again, I think, you know, you'll really nail it. You'll give us something extraordinary because you can get there emotionally without a doubt. And also, one of the an actress taught me a lesson, June Lockhart. I was directing her, and I wanted her to get to tears for a particular scene. And we did one take. It was heading in that direction. The second take, it was like brimming, and it just, June, can we just do one more, please? And she said, I know what you want. So we did a third take, and she gave me the tears. And as soon as we finished, she said, you're going to use the second take. And I was like, really? And she said, yeah, because you want the audience to cry for you. You don't want to cry for the audience. You're letting them off the hook by letting it all go. Now, sometimes it happens, but the urge to hold it back is we want to release. So we start crying for you. So the more you can resist the urge to let it flow, it makes us work hard. And we get more out of it. Rather than watching you cry, it's just like being an observer then, as opposed to being a participant. So that'd be my 10 cents.
Thank you, Adrian. Shea.
It was just so much fun to just see the difference between you sharing with her what you wanted to get out of her. And I think she did she came back, and I think she did a good job on that.
Thank you, Shea. Peter.
Everything that they said. You don't want you want to have something inside you already when you start that you are struggling to hold back on. If there's nothing in there, then we're not going to be moved. We're not going to wonder when you're going to blow. And especially when it comes to tears, you want to fight the tears. You don't want the other person to get the best of you. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of you making me cry. You're not, because you're being a bastard or whatever it is. So you find reasons why you shouldn't cry even though you're in such pain. Again, I always go back to opposites. It's a simple technique. No matter what your character's saying, underneath, see if it works that he's actually feeling the opposite. Because then it'll be more complex. You'll have some subtext. And that'll come out of the actor naturally. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Peter. Kimber, did you want to say anything this last go around, or wrap it up with Bentley?
No, my battery's at 3%. So.
Okay, so we're wrapping up. So I'm gonna wrap up with Bentley. Kimber, thank you so much for being here. If you get bumped off, I really am grateful. Bentley, wrap up the show for us, sir.
Wait,
You're good. You're good now.
I'm good. All right. Yeah, a couple things. One, it was great watching you to be the ability to adjust with the direction that Tony was giving. That's crucial, especially in casting sessions. I've been on them before, and they'll tell you right there in the room, can you try it this way? Can you try it that way? And it's an important thing to remember, just as a side note, if they ever tell you, hey, that was great, can you take it down 10%? And just take off a couple of your beats or whatever, and keep your main work in place. I've seen so many actors that will try to second guess what the casting people are wanting and change their whole performance, and they never get the call back. So when they're saying to take something down, hey, can you bring it back just a little bit, take it down? Just choose a couple beats where maybe you tone it down, but keep the rest of the work the same, and they'll tell you if they want it even more. So that's just a little side note, okay? Another side note is if they tell you, hey, that was great, but I'm going to bring it back for the producers, but can you bring it down? When you go back into the producers, do it the exact same way you did it that got you the call back. So that's another thing I see actors going in, and the casting director's like, what happened? But, if you go in and you do it the exact same way, and the casting director pulls you outside and was like, I told you to bring it down, you can say, I did. You meant more than that? So, I mean, you still have an out, okay? So you're good with that. That was just a side note. Adrian said some really great points about the crying and have the audience cry for you. Unless the scene you're just bawling your eyes out, when that's written that way and we need it. And sometimes we'll feel that as an audience watching you cry that hard, we feel so much empathy for you, we'll cry. But otherwise, yes, we want to be the release for your character, which brings a second point is if you actually have tears come out or you feel yourself start to cry, the natural human instinct and behavior is to wipe the tear or try to put the hair in front of the face or cover yourself a little bit and go with that, because there's nothing worse than watching some actor drum up a tear and wear it like a badge on their cheek. It just doesn't happen in real life. It's bad acting. Be normal and be, I can't remember, I think it was Adrian who mentioned it. You know, it's almost like, or maybe it was Peter who mentioned it. It's like, how dare you? I'm not going to give this to you. I'm not going to give you my tears. So I'm not going to give you my tears. Okay. Just remember that behavior is there also. You don't have to wear your tears like a badge. I always know if someone doesn't know about acting when they're like, oh, you're an actor. Can you cry on cue? It's like, it's not about that. It's not about that. So we don't want to see if you can cry on cue. We want to see if you can get there emotionally and how you overcome it and how you make us feel by getting there emotionally and how you get us to feel by you overcoming it. And we want to root for you. Okay. So those are my basic notes, and great adjustments from what Tony gave you. That's good that you're able to switch that quickly, take a beat and then went into it. Bravo.
Thank you, Bentley. Thank you, Shea. Thank you, Adrian, Peter, all the guests that are watching this in the rerun on YouTube. I know you guys are all really happily delighted with these young stars, these rising stars, because I am. I'm just so honored to work with you guys. So let's run around really quick. Mila, let's say bye to our guests and wrap up the show. So Mila's going to say bye, and we'll just have all you guys say your kind words. Happy holidays to everybody. And Mila, what are your thoughts?
Really great class today, and I probably have said this before, but watching other people and see them get critiques and see how they adjust things, just like kind of like, oh wow, like it just kind of opens your eyes. It's like, oh, there's more critiques that didn't apply for my particular scene, but wow, like I can interpret it this way. And just a lot of really really great points today that are just kind of diving deeper. So it's like not so surface, but like getting into the real emotion. And that's exciting, like to go through that and like say, oh wow, a new level of my acting. But yeah, so nice to meet you, Bentley. Thank you so much for coming. Adrian, Peter, thank you as always. Shea, you are amazing. I love your energy. And thank you all for the notes. And thank you, Tony. So
thank you, Mila. Where can we get your album?
Oh, well, I don't have an album out yet, but I'm actually working on, I'm working on it, don't worry. I'm working on original music, but I already have music out, and if you search Mila Neighbors on any platform, it should come up.
Perfect. Well, congratulations. You did great today. Kendall, final thoughts?
Okay. Hi. So thank you all for coming, and everybody did amazing tonight. Thank you, Bentley, for the amazing notes, and thank you, Adrian, for coming every week, and Peter too. Thank you for coming. I really enjoyed coming on Wednesdays, just to work on my craft, because honestly, it's really what I love doing, and I love getting notes and just being able to grow as an actor and as a person. So thank you so much.
Well, you're definitely growing, Kendall. Where can we see more about you? Do you have any link trees or social media?
So I have an Instagram, which is It's Kendall Monroe, and then I have a YouTube channel, which I do like singing and little vlogs and stuff on there that you can watch.
Perfect. Thank you for being the stage director as well. It's hard to do double duty when you're doing those emotional scenes, so kudos to you. Holden, I love hearing your comments. What do you got, Holden?
I probably just similar to always, but maybe more emphasized. I thank everybody for the notes that was given. It means a lot. After I do a performance, every time I need to know what I've done. I don't know how to explain it. I need to know what I can do better, and I need to like implement it right away. So literally I'll have people trying to pull me away from literally the computer, but I'm just down here writing everything down, and yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sticking it out. It was a long one today, probably our longest one yet, but it was the season finale wrap up, so I knew it was going to go long. So Holden, you're amazing. Keep doing it, bro. You got a bright future. Avery, thank you for coming back. You've been with me a long time. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed presenting today. I've been really getting back into getting myself back into acting, and I took a little bit of a break to focus on directing and writing and the other side of the camera, per se. And I'm getting back into it, and it's really helpful. The thoughts and comments and critique today, really, really, really helpful. Thank you for that, Bentley, Peter, Adrian. Really, really cool. Thank you. And Shea, yes, of course. Thank you. Sorry. Really cool to present today and to get that type of critique, because it does help a bunch.
Thank you, Avery. I've seen you grow, so keep doing it. You're gifted. He books every time he goes out in the auditions. He's booking. When he took a hiatus, I'm like, "What are you doing?" But no, he's got to go on his own journey. Domenic, thank you for being on our stage. I'd love to work with you on some privates to get you back on the stage. But what were your thoughts today?
Definitely thank you to everyone who is here and giving us advice. I really personally appreciate it. Listening to everything you say to me and all the other great actors here. I just want to say thank you. It's wonderful, and it builds upon what I can do. And thank you, Tony, for doing this.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We'll keep coming back. You're always welcome back. Adrian, wrap up your final thoughts, and then we'll go to Peter, and then I'll wrap it all up. We'll call it a night. We'll do our last little thing, and have a great holiday season. Happy New Year to everybody. So Adrian Carr.
First of all, happy everything. I think it covers everybody. And Happy New Year. And 2021, I think, is going to be a comeback year for the planet. Anyway, first of all, Tony, what you've done with this COVID situation and running these classes is a real testament to yourself as a coach, as an actor, and a teacher. And working with the whole technical restrictions of Zoom, the growth of the actors that I've seen being able to take their space and use it. As Bentley said, just using the space more, it just broadens the whole dynamic of this little box we're in. And a few of the actors tonight really used it well. So yeah, I think the growth has been amazing.
Well, thank you, Adrian. We're always honored to have you here. He's made every single show, and he's producing his own show and editing and just working as he goes. Peter, we're going to wrap it up, and then I'll say goodnight to everybody. Final thoughts, Peter. You're on mute. And there we go, Peter.
It was such an honor to be with all these artists. I always reverse the theory about show business. Well, it's only part show. Learn the business, learn the business, learn the business. And I understand that on paper, but you learn the business so you can have those 2 or 3 minutes in the movie, that 30 seconds where you have everybody watching you, and everybody's going to perhaps leave the theater a little bit changed. You're not creating actors, Tony. You're creating thespians. You're creating people who have an inner epic quality, who are trained to be icons, no matter what they are given. Now, it has to fit certain places. That's why directors are there. But every actor has to always be a sacred priest of the craft. Thank you so much, Miss Vaughn. I love your family and the Empire. Bentley, my favorite Mitchum film was Cape Fear. He was subtle and Hitchcockian in his film noir. Avery, you were brilliant. The only reason we gave you so many critiques was because you gave so much. So thank you, everybody. I've been following a lot of these kids. And Mila, what you were talking about earlier was empathy. And we actors have to have empathy. And when we do, then we can bring the audience for a ride. Thank you all. Bless you all. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys, I want to thank all of our guests that came today. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, those of you that participated throughout the COVID year, those of you that want to continue this in 2021 in physical space. We have a theater. We will actually be performing in a real theater when we can. But Shea Vaughn, I've loved you since I met you. I know Cindy adores you. I look forward to your TV network just taking off leaps and bounds. I look forward to seeing maybe some of these kids on your network. But I mean, it's just an honor. When you said yes, you'd come on this stage, I was like, oh, you will? I mean, I was just really honored. So thank you so much. I'm a big fan, but I'm a true friend. And thank you so much. Happy holidays to you. Bentley Mitchum, known you 20 years. You changed my life with that one little hallway session to the point that I'm teaching now. And it's just been such an honor to re-get to know you on our new path and our new journey. And I hope to see you get really deep back into your acting, because you are one of the best actors I've ever seen. And I'd love the world to see that as well. Don't hide your gifts from us. So if you're ready to get back out there, I'll support you 100. I'll build a show for you. I'll put you in movies when I can. And I know a lot of these producers watching would do the same thing. Bentley, if he's getting ready to act again, you need to hire this guy. I am telling you firsthand. And with that being said, I love you, Bentley. Adrian Carr, happy holidays, bro. We got through the whole COVID year. I don't know how we did it, but this is the season finale. This is the wrap up. This is when I just spew out how much gratitude I have for everybody. And Peter, again, such a blessing, my thespian brother. We talk theater, we talk shop, we talk all the great films. I did a lot of theater before I got into feature film acting and television acting. And I'm just getting started. So you guys, kids, which are no longer kids, you're growing up way too fast. I've watched you guys grow leaps and bounds. I cannot tell you how proud I am. Those that are still on the stage, those that have been on the stage, and those of you that want to come on the stage, just look us up. This is BSA Live. I'm Teacher Tony, and we'll see you after the season's over and we're back to physical theater. But in the meantime, keep coming back to YouTube's BSA Live. All right, Kendall, take it away.
Hey guys, it's Kendall. Thank you so much for watching the show. Please make sure you check out our BSA channel and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.